Hello, Internet. It's us. We've made it to the Internet, to the live place where all of you lovely humans are, and several of us are also, sometimes. Let's make sure the music's going. It is. Everybody's in Foundry. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, they are. Hello. Hello. Music's a little quiet for me, but I can fix that on my end. There we go. And I'll get my notes. Yes, notes. Last time! Things, according to Randy's notes, went exactly as planned. Good job, Randy. The party stopped off at a coastal village to refuel and repair, completely ignored my attempts at giving them hints and laying down plot seeds, and flew directly to Agnakela. The group arrived, they saw the things that I said they would, and met the ghostly tea merchant boy. Then took their kinda spooky low and slow valet Giles carriage/sleigh to the NWCC, the Northern Water Community College. There, they met several NPCs of minor note, several professors, an elderly staff worker, and some penguins, very old moose lion, and some other, bits and bobs, pygmy penguins, lots of different penguins. Bo went to see the bending school. He spoke with the admissions officer and got some take-home tests to test both his and Nick's compatibility with healing and spirit bending. Bo showed no aptitude for spirit bending, but had a little potential for a healer. Our good pal Nick probably has healing aptitude, but got sentimental and left the room. Yes, sentimental. If I want to be real sexist, I bet she had a woman moment and left the room.
Hysterical.
Yes, I know, right? Super accurate. Definitely not extremely offensive. Anyways.
We all have women moments, okay?
Yeah. Imay took off after her friend to have a chit-chat on the way down to the outside, where they decided to send a message off to Nick's father in hopes of connecting with him in some capacity, after Imay very casually shared some emotional baggage of her own. And Giles offered to take the young ladies to the Telegram The Wire office, but instead delivered them to an anachronistic house outside of time on the edges of Agnakela. The gentlemen found a pair of old-timey teacups just outside their door, and had a drink that tasted of home and comfort and the simpler times in younger days. We pick up there with our two young gentlemen. Gents, you've just had your delicious, not so delicious for one of you, cup of tea, one of which was definitely cold, because that's apparently how you like it. And you find yourself feeling a little bit out of sorts, a little woozy, a little heady, perhaps. Like you drank too fast, too much, or too hot or too cold. Something's going wrong. And I need the both of you to roll just a regular flat roll. No pluses or minuses.
Oops. Whoopsies.
Whoopsies indeed. A quick whoopsie doodle from Dr. Miles. You too, sir? Have you forgotten how to roll?
No. I don't.
Yes.
A double whoopsie. Unfortunate from our two young gents.
Both died.
The world spins before your eyes, and you see as Bo falls to the ground just slightly before you lose your own balance, Miles. Spots swim before your eyes, and you see the door to the little apartment that you've been loaned open ahead of you.
The noise perhaps calls your attention more than your eyes do, as they're a little busy trying to figure out what's going on. You swing your too heavy head in its direction. You see a tall man, severe of features, not unlike someone else you know. Long brown hair, looking uncut, though it may normally have been. A beard, unshaven, on a strongly jawed face. Blue eyes, similar features and cuts to the nose to your friend Nick. It's good that I found you. I'm not sure where they took her. Will you help me? You see, he doesn't quite walk right. Takes a wide stance and kind of ambles with his full hips instead of moving legs, to and fro.
We're poisoned, right?
You are definitely poisoned.
This guy's talking to me.
He is.
How do I even do this accent?
How do I be super uptight, smart Miles in the middle of being poisoned and almost unconscious?
Warm up. What? Who are you?
You see Miles, I'll try to force down the vomit and end up drooling a little bit of it out of the side of his mouth. And he goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. I should have introduced myself. I'm Nick's father. I'm not actually totally here either. Can you... Look, there's not a ton of time. She needs your help. And I know y'all are supposed to be coming to the fort."
Am I gonna die?
I mean, eventually.
Nick's father. Is Nick's in trouble.
Yes, Nick and your other friend.
Nick and Imay are in trouble. Where are they?
They're in a house, not far from here. Kosher. That's brilliant.
House. There's lots of houses. What? Just a house.
I'll show you the way.
Oh, I have to walk right now. Oh God. Oh God. Oh.
Bo, what are you doing?
Oh, I was already passed out.
No, you're swimming through the air with your buddy here.
Oh.
That's what I was wondering, why is Bo so quiet? I mean, if you want to be passed out, I'll let you, but...
No.
We're like astral projected?
Who
Is
is?
that what's happening? Both of Bo
Not
and I?
y'all, no.
So
Y'all are physically poisoned and struggling to remain conscious.
Where's the house at that they're at? Need to get them.
Come with me. I'll show you the way.
I'm gonna try and get up. Go.
Okay. We see our two young gents valiantly attempt to stand and stumble their way to the door. And we follow them as kind of a montage scene. Two seemingly extremely drunk young men, late teens, early 20s. In the middle of the day, a bunch of citizens are like, ew, Like you, at several points, you hear what to you just sounds like loud noises. They're like, and to you it probably looks like swimming colors and angry, shapes that are just kind of in your general vicinity as you follow this spirit-like figure. Of course, these are actually just real people. Like, get a job, you drunks! Where are your parents?
Bro, I'm so glad we're friends.
Let's just get there. This is so hard.
I'm so glad we're friends. My face is so hot right now. Feel my face. Feel this.
Smack his face.
It's full on. It is very warm. He's not wrong.
I kind of smack my own face to feel.
It is also extremely warm. Yes.
Oh no.
The two of you stumble through the city, following this figure, who at times seems fully corporeal. Others you lose him among the swimming colors of the crowd around you. At some point, you feel your equilibrium like upend you, and you fall to the ground. Out of character, you're on the lift that's taking you to the upper shelf. You push yourself back up, decide to muscle forward, and stumble into the frozen tundra just outside the city and into the wastes. Ladies.
I feel like Randy drugged us to get us on track.
No,
Drug
no, didn't happen.
It's like
Definitely didn't.
Cool.
Definitely didn't want to have an entire session of a split party. No, that wasn't it.
No.
The guys had having literally no idea where the other two characters are.
Be fine.
Fine, yeah.
Figure it out.
Ladies, you awaken in the foyer of the house. Nothing's happened to you. You feel fine. You just took a little nap unexpectedly. The door's open, and the cold must be what awakened you. And you see your gentle fellows unconscious out on the front porch, nearly covered in snow.
Nick, they're here. Bo! Go over and try and shake him and wake him up.
However long you've been here, guys, the intense cold seems to have frozen out the poison in your veins, and he's feeling fine when they shake you awake.
Miles? Hey. Come on, get out of the snow. Come on.
Where am I? Oh, freezing. Oh my god.
Yes, it's snowing. You should come inside. Not that we can really leave.
You see that despite though Imay is shaking you, aside from perhaps her like elbows out, she's still inside the house.
I'll come into this nice warm house. It's better than the cold. Sure it's fine.
I mean, Nick, should we wait before they cross the barrier? I mean, once they come in, that's it, right?
Yeah, don't come in yet. Let's
Don't come in.
explain.
Yeah, just
Hey,
The two of you stand, teeth
I didn't
chattering,
exactly dress
not dressed
appropriately.
for the weather at all.
look. I'll try and pass my jacket over the barrier if the house will let me.
Sure.
I know.
Here, put this on. Yeah, you look
Hey,
good.
so
in that.
there's something wrong with the house.
The house is possibly alive, and we can't leave until a game is played with the house. And I believe you're expected to play, and we were offered the chance not to, and turned it down, so you didn't have to do it alone.
So the house
There's,
ate.
Did you drink poison too?
No, but we did drink a nice sleepy time tea with the do you remember the young man from the airship that was selling tea? Maybe you don't mind.
The ragamuffin
Yes.
in your memory, Miles.
Yes. The young ragamuffin.
That's right.
So they
This
say.
is his house. He lives here. I think they have some kind of symbiotic relationship. I'm not sure, but he can help us get to the spirit portal. So if we commit and we all play the game, we might be having a chance of getting there safely and not losing our minds.
I think this is perfectly fine because we can get the spirit portal. And as far as all science is concerned, houses can't be alive. So there's nothing to worry about.
How do we know this person can actually help us?
It's called faith.
Trust
Bo.
him.
Faith.
He didn't have to help us, Bo. He was.
And
Tell me
even
what
if it
kind.
doesn't work out,
What do
we
you mean
find
didn't
out
have
one
to
more
help
thing
you?
that
You
doesn't
mean
work.
drug you and drag you to your house?
I have
To
a
his
feeling we
house?
were coming here anyway.
He said it's
what do
just
you-
a game. It sounds kind of fun, don't you think?
I don't know. I don't think drugging people to get them here to. It sounds. I don't know. This
Oh,
is.
I didn't drugging you. Yeah.
It's
that
imperative
sounds-
that we do
No,
some
no,
trial
we
and
got
error,
drugged.
Bo.
We got.
Look, we were minorly kidnapped, and we're over it. You know, he's a really sweet kid. Once you get to know him,
You already got Stockholm syndrome.
Look at them. Look at them, Bo. I mean, they were upset all yesterday. They came into this house, and now they seem fine. It's probably great.
we're trapped here until a game is played. We have to play with or without you.
See,
You want to
you
go to
keep
the
putting in
portal?
very
This is
fun
our best
terms.
chance. I'm trying to keep calm. It's not my intention to
Okay.
appear like I'm fine. Okay?
See? Bo's into
I'm,
it. And we'll be one step closer
Just to help
getting
you
to the spirit
guys.
portal.
We would appreciate that.
That's just to
Thank
help you all.
And it's a little cold.
Unless you
I
believe
think.
in living houses, Bo. Are you scared of a house? A live house?
Okay, one
If
thing
it tries to
before we-
digest me, yes.
Miles,
Is
I'm
this
gonna.
a thing that I'm not aware of that wasn't in the books? Am I missing something? Have you guys all read something? Have you
Have you
Is this
ever been
something you're familiar with?
in a live house?
been in a live house before?
Have you?
No, they don't exist.
Right, and if they don't exist and we're going into one, that means that they do exist.
Because
and
it doesn't exist and it's
Okay,
oh look
Um,
no, it's a live rock.
an important point is that we have to pass or fail as a group.
Okay.
Okay, so
We'll pass
maybe
because
Miles, a spirit
I
of
pass at everything.
open-mindedness, you know, because we are not infallible gods. In fact, we
Oh my
are
gosh.
flawed beings that can be wrong about anything and everything. And if you accept
The
that,
lack
we have a
of
chance of getting
self-confidence
through this
amongst
place.
you is
Oh
exhausting.
dear God, he's gonna kill us all.
Grab him. I grab him and I just kind of push him in.
As
Let's
you
go.
as
I
you
didn't need
We're
to be
going.
pushed. I was going to go. I'm leading the way.
you
Go.
stumble
this.
and totally intentionally walk through the threshold, Dr. Miles.
Wittingly.
The snow melts from your shoulders, warmth envelops you, and you find yourself in a comfortable atmosphere.
It's very nice in here.
You're welcome.
So far.
Are you right behind him, I assume, Bo?
Yeah, I'm gonna go
All
ahead
right.
and go in.
The snow also melts from your shoulders, and the door closes unbidden behind you.
Unbitten.
Who did that?
House.
Who did that? It's probably a mechanical door.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Is this? I'm assuming the place that me and Jackie were drinking tea before was quite old looking. I'm assuming the fire is similarly
Mhm.
decrepit.
Oh yeah. Like it's not. I wouldn't call it.
Definitely mechanical.
I wouldn't call it decrepit. It's not in disrepair. It's just old. So like to you, in a very modernized version of the Avatar universe, this is probably from before the 100 Years' War. Like it is many generations ahead of you or behind you.
Doesn't look like a place with that would have mechanical things, does
I
it?
don't think it's even got electric. Is that a gas lamp?
Is that? Are you just trying to be snarky?
I'm just saying.
Hmm.
You should
I
open
don't
your mind a
think
little
they were
bit.
trying to be.
Mhm.
I think that they were, Miles.
And hey, Miles, there's always the possibility that, however the house is messing up with us, we aren't seeing what we're seeing. So just, play along. For the love of all that is good. Okay?
Is this room a big room with lots going on, or
This
does
is
it
a-
look like there's a lot more rooms?
This is a foyer. It is essentially a hallway, though it is a little wider than your average hallway because it is intended as the entryway to a reasonably wealthy for its time period home. It is probably 8 to 10 feet wide, well appointed on the walls, though with a lot of what would to you would be very old things. There's like a small standing table made of wood rather than having metal fasteners. It's all wood. There's a gas lamp. There's no electric here. There's a candle. There's like a candle on a carrying plate in case it's after sunrise, after the sundown. That's like sitting on this small standing table here. The foyer leads to a proper hallway, at the end of which you see a large double door, as well as several single doors on both left and right sides.
All right, we're in here. Where's the young whippersnapper? The boy.
He fell asleep. He's gone. Well,
But he
wasn't
lives
when
here.
we woke up,
Okay.
apparently.
Well, maybe he's in the house. We could go find him.
Sure, let's open some doors. Does that sound like a plan?
I love opening doors.
Who doesn't?
All the possibilities.
It's gonna be fine.
Super fun.
Fine, it's all fine.
Miles, you can go first. Pick a door.
Oh, I'm gonna go towards the big double doors. That seems like the best room here, down the hall.
After you, since you are leading the way.
Yes, yes. Right.
Obviously.
With zero fear in his heart, because that is absurd.
True. Okay. Let me go get my list of rooms.
List of rooms. Oh my god.
I'm gonna lean over to Imay. I'm a little embarrassed about this, but what was Miles' first name?
Miles is his first name. And then he has a middle name that is an initial J, I think, and an extremely long and arrogant surname that I did not care to remember.
Oh. Odd
I-
that he
I-
goes by Doctor in his first name. Okay.
It's just easier. I don't use doctor
Yeah. No.
for fun.
So, you have the door you came through, a large double door ahead of you, 2 doors on the left and 1 door on the right. Where would you like to go?
Large double door ahead of me.
The double door ahead of you.
That. With a Y. It's with a Y. God.
It is with a Y. Are all of you going, or is Miles leading the way boldly alone?
I'll follow behind him, but by like a couple of feet.
Yeah, same. I'm behind Imay.
Oh,
Staff in hand. Do I still have my staff?
do you?
I wouldn't have let it go. I would have had it with me if we were going out anywhere, so yeah.
Then you have it.
Okay.
Oh, are you going or not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Might as well stick together. No reason to split the party up.
As you enter the hallway, the gas lamp behind you dims of its own accord, and the heavily draped red curtains that line this interior hallway outside of the foyer towards the double door rustle as if under their own power via a light breeze.
It's windy in here.
Yeah,
I think
chilly.
a window must be open.
Nope.
Are there any windows in here?
No?
Maybe in another room and it's coming under the door and it's pushing through and then causing things to blow.
Maybe.
Maybe there's an airbender trapped inside.
Or house is alive and it can eat us.
Also possible.
You're a bender of the air, Imay. Is there
Uh-huh.
is there a window? Can you tell if there's a window open? Is that something that you're
Sure,
attuned to?
sorry. I'll try and follow the air, see if there's a, who knows, an open door somewhere.
Well, there's a
Follow the breeze.
big double door right in front of you. That must be it.
Coming from the door.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Miles, you suck. Imay goes and opens the doors.
Inside is a pleasant, entertaining room. Large, comfortable couches. A big set of, like, a pair of chandeliers. Not, like, ostentatious, just, you know, that's how they would light the room with the gas lamps. A small low table for sitting or eating at. Everything's a little dirty, but other than that, it's not too big a deal.
It's kind of nice, guys. It's actually okay. Is the draft coming from within here, or does it?
It's definitely
stop
less
when I open the
musty
doors?
in this room.
Yeah, it feels a little cleaner. Still dusty as all hell, but I don't know. Do you want to have a look around in here? It's pretty big.
So are we looking for the child? You mentioned a game. What?
Yeah.
What are the rules? It's a hide and seek, is what it feels like right now.
Possibly. You didn't tell us.
Okay, so you didn't ask for rules when somebody proposed a game. That makes it very difficult to win.
No, I did actually ask if he could help us in any way, and he kind of laughed. He seemed entertained by, what did he say? Our fascination with our rules and limitations, which is why I was a little worried about you coming in here, Dr. Miles.
Worried.
You're, yeah. Well,
Because
you're
I
a little,
like rules, but I don't see myself with any limitations.
Well,
Maybe
that's
we just need
great.
to play our own game.
Indeed. Yeah, hide and seek is what it sounds like.
Tag, you're it. I tag Miles and I run away.
Where do you go?
Is there a is there like a bit large piece of furniture to run behind?
If
Just
you
to get
if you
away from it?
so I like in my, you know, in the order here, Imay is standing inside like the double door, you know, like entryway to this larger room. The rest of you are behind Imay in this hallway still. So you can
Okay,
either
so
run
I'll
backward
run-
to the
I'll run
other
past
singles or
Imay
past Imay. Okay,
into
okay.
the room.
Okay, yeah, you can dash in here, and yeah, there's several like large, comfortable, old school sofas.
Game on. I'm gonna tag Bo and be no tag backs, and then run back into the room.
Run past
following
Imay as well. Okay.
Haha, Bo's it.
Come on,
I'm just
Bo.
stood there
You know how to
looking
play
at
this
Bo.
game?
What you doing, Bo?
I'm gonna walk in the room. I'm gonna be like, no, why don't you explain it to me?
Imay, you're the last one in the hallway.
She's hesitating. She's staying in the doorway. Like,
Bo.
she doesn't
I
want to
wanna-
close the door. She's like at the door jam.
Run,
She doesn't want
run,
to turn her
Imay.
back to the hallway or the room.
Okay.
Run, Imay. Bo's gonna tag you.
Bo just
Bo, you need
walks
to tag
right
someone.
past Imay.
Imay's not worried.
If would I
They're not very
notice
good
her-
at the game, are they?
They don't know
not-
this game.
would I
They're not
notice
doing the game
Imay
very well.
No, sorry.
hesitating?
Waiting for a different game.
Imay definitely looks nervous.
Bo, tag
I
someone.
don't know Imay's principles, but I'm gonna call him out.
Oh. Hmm.
No.
Oh no.
no.
Hmm.
Okay.
I see.
Let's see what's happening here then.
Okay. You're going to, let me go back to my reference document. Call someone out. Openly call someone out to live up to their principles. Shift your balance away from center. So Bo shifts his balance. Then you must name and roll with their principle. So you have to guess if you don't know Imay's principle.
I'm gonna shift mine towards leadership.
Okay.
And then I don't know what that means to roll their principle.
So like first you have to name it. If you don't name it, it just doesn't work.
So he just needs to just pick one of her two.
But he doesn't know them. He can't pick.
Oh.
He need like his character needs to know what they are.
know them. Okay.
Otherwise, he's you know, like the theory behind this is that you know your allies so well, or what you expect them to be like. So, but maybe Bo thinks that Imay values bravery, and she goes, and you know, he's calling Imay out for being cowardly.
It's a good one.
I let shit out. Secrets.
What would can I say to not do one rather than to live up to the other one?
Sure,
Or it's
that's okay with me. Swiftly now.
You'd be like, stop hesitating.
Microphone.
Stop hesitating. Is what it would I would think it would be.
And what
the
and what is the
hesitation.
so the principle that you're is fear
Hesitation
is
would be-
fear?
It would be close to fear. Be afraid.
Like unsuredness?
Action is the opposite of hesitation.
Yeah.
Yep.
Would you say that that's one of your principles, Imay?
Yep. It's up to you.
Yeah. He still has to roll, so
And what do I roll?
just well, are you in that principle, Imay? Is that the one you're pushing at?
Yep.
Are you +3 at that one?
Of
I'm
action or
+2, I think.
+2. All right, roll +2 for me, Bo.
of taking? Okay.
Good one.
That's a full ass hit right there. Your words. Oh wait, no, I'm reading the wrong one. On a hit, they act as you. They are called to act as you say. Now, luckily, this does not force a shift on Imay, or they would be in trouble. But yeah, on a full hit, you know, call Imay to act appropriately.
What?
It is. Well, you've been nervous and indecisive since we've kind of gotten here. I just want you to just trust in the group. We got this. Come on, you gotta take some action.
I do. I do trust you. All right. Well, you're it. And she's gonna start like sprinting around the room,
Imay
but like
dashes into
way
the
faster.
chamber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Airbend running.
Using some air bending to dodge away. If Bo's
Cheating.
chasing anyone at all.
Yes,
His
Imay's
face
playing
right
now.
so funny. Kosher.
Like this
They're my children.
So are you playing the game or not, Bo?
Out of character? Yes, I am. But they don't know that.
So
I
you're
am.
trying to pretend you're not playing. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So Bo enters the room. The door to the long corridor closes behind him, and a soft fluttering of perhaps birds' wings riffles the corridor of sound, as well as, like, as you watch the doors close, you see the ruffling of the large curtains. Inside this admittedly comfortable, if a little dirty, chamber, or room rather, there's a nice rest area. You've got a lot of seats. There's another, you can either go back the way you came, or there's another like small hallway door, not like a major like pathway door. Single person width.
Well, other than tag,
So you guys do you play some tag. Some tag is had. The who's it may or may not change, statuses. And as you do so, the house begins to creak and groan as if someone is upstairs. You hear footsteps, a loud kind of bang of something slamming. And the first thing, since all of you are pretty reasonably intelligent people, maybe the first thing that occurs to you after you listen to these things, this is a one-story house.
Perhaps an attic.
Yes, must be an attic.
The child's in the attic.
or
Fantastic.
the house is angry and it's gonna eat us.
Maybe he'll wants to play tag with us. You want to go find him?
Yeah, let's look for an attic, I suppose.
Any hatches? Anything on the ceiling we can see that would... Maybe not in this room.
Not in this room, no. Those are usually in like closets and stuff,
Any closets?
Not in this room.
Okay, how many doors are there? Sorry.
Just the one you came through and the hallway one.
Okay, so I'll head towards the hallway.
Oh, can I go ahead and head to the hall? Okay.
Alrighty.
While we're walking around, I want to use guidance and assess the situation.
Both?
Well, that's part of using guidance is I
Okay.
assess the situation and I kind of explain to you all what I see and what information I get.
Okay. That's a full hit. What do you want to know?
What here can I use to understand the game?
Well, perhaps the most straightforward way would just be to keep playing and hope that the rules, become apparent. Because nothing's happened yet, right? You've just explored a hallway and a room.
Okay.
Thought there weren't any rules.
Right.
I get 2?
Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
Or what is the biggest threat?
The house.
Okay. It can't eat us. Well, based on this so far, I don't think we're gonna find any rules here or understand the game any better. As well as I think the house is messing with us.
Well,
So
they
let's
said we'd have to subdue the house. So maybe something's upsetting it? Maybe a problem we have to solve, like a thorn in the paw, something like
Problem we have to solve. Maybe it's a math problem.
Hopefully.
If there's no
probably
limits, maybe it's
not.
y equals e to the x.
Probably unlikely.
You never know.
I think okay, let's keep exploring, see if we can find either a math problem to solve or the cause of the upsetness of the house.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you enter the small hallway and see probably what this looks like. It probably leads to like the children's bedrooms. You see like simpler furniture, more colorful wallpaper, and a let's see how many. Just the one small simple door at the far end of the hall.
Just like
Nick runs over to the door.
Okay.
And opens it.
All right. Give me just a
Let's-
second.
Or maybe she knocks. Hello, are you in here? Is it Zay? Z?
Zay.
Zay. Zay, are you here?
You hear a small amount of laughter coming from the room up ahead, as if children are at play.
Maybe Zay invited some friends.
Sounds playful, right? It's promising, isn't it?
It's fantastic. Without hesitation, I'm gonna walk right ahead to the children playing door. That's exactly what we've been looking for.
Yes. Ahead at the children playing door, you enter a nursery. Plain walls, a wooden crib, a larger wooden rocking chair, a mobile hanging from the ceiling, and 4 doors leading out of this room. That should bother you, Miles. There are far too many entrances and exits to a nursery.
This house was not that big from the outside. Just, if I mapped out the house in my head, this doesn't quite make sense. Do you think we're underground?
We didn't go down.
Was the house built into a mountain, or was it?
It was you're on the open, frozen tundra.
We're probably in a living house.
Yeah, Zay said it disappears and reappears. It probably does whatever the hell it wants to inside as well.
Possibly quantum mechanics. We don't know. We can't rule that out.
Possibly. We should find out though, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
Wait, what's quantum mechanics?
I would be happy to share that
ask.
with you. Not right now.
Miles begins an 8-hour lecture.
Well, as we can see, as everything is made up of atoms.
Oh, I mean,
Atoms
That's a
move
teeth.
at spaces away from the nuclei.
It's been 84 years.
While he's doing that, we're like, Imay, come here. I'm gonna put my hand around her shoulder. Lean in and whisper.
What did you whisper?
You're it. And then just wink.
You son of like air charge after him, immediate revenge needed. I don't want to leave anyone going out the doors though, so I'm just gonna chase him around the room and corral people.
You dash into the nursery. There's a small children's doll in the crib, a little pillow, and the 4 doors I mentioned.
Are all the doors the same? Is there any markings, numbers, symbols? All the same looking?
Yes, there's a door that leads to, like, say, on your right somewhere, that has a cute, like, hand-carved dog on it. There's one that has a, maybe, yeah, you guys would have had these. So it looks like an easel.
I assume there's like a box of toys or something.
Sure.
Nick scrounges through the box of toys. Look, is it a yo-yo?
Sure, why not?
Starts playing with that.
I'm gonna keep on examining these doors. I'm gonna find some clues.
The other door of the 2 remaining, there's one more. One is like nondescript, unlabeled, and the other looks to lead outside. It's got like it's more sturdy. It actually fills all the cracks rather than having like major gaps like an interior door might.
Well, that's peculiar. I'm gonna try and open the door that leads to the outside.
Okay. As the 3 of you are running around the room playing tag or digging through the door or digging through the children's toy chest, Miles opens the door and walks through and closes it behind him.
Well, I got you. You're not gonna get me back. You gotta give up.
Miles
He's such a
And
team
close it.
player.
Okay.
I'll walk up to the door and try and open it.
Door.
The door's gone. Even better.
I know what you're talking about.
What do you mean? The door that Miles just went through.
Oh, that door. Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Walk up to the door. You open it, presumably.
I get
Imay watching
the
me.
other's attention.
Okay.
And then I want to open the door.
Okay.
I want to hang on to the door.
Hang on to it. What do you mean?
Like, I want to just...
Cling tightly to the door.
I'm going to hang on to the doorknob
Okay.
instead of letting it go.
A small room. Looks like it might have been storage at one point. Has big, like old glass paned windows that seem to look out on some sort of courtyard, though at your angle you can't really see out of them. You have to enter the room to see so. You don't see Miles.
Are there more in there?
No, it looks like a courtyard.
No, the room is small, looks like it used to be storage, has windows that look out onto what you might assume is a courtyard, but you cannot see through at your angle.
Ah, okay. It's a room with windows in it. And probably storage, so maybe more toys.
Okay. Should we follow him and try to stay together? Can you, Miles? Can you see him?
Miles,
No,
Bo's
I
gonna
can't
tag
see him.
you.
Miles, you do hear them, but it sounds like they went into a different room. You are in a courtyard. You walked outside. Do you hear the whisper of wind blowing through the tree that dominates the courtyard? It's a small area. In pre-100-Year War, stone structures may have had these like miniature interior courtyards for some like wealthy people to get outside air but not be outside, you know. And so there's this big tree, looks like it's not dead but probably like in a winterish state, you know, low on or no leaves. And you're just in this, you know, like medium, probably no more than like 10 by 10 courtyard area. There's a set of large glass double windows that look into a room on your left, and another door on the far side of the courtyard, in addition to the one behind you.
Quickly before I do some inspections out here, I'm out in the courtyard. Don't worry, I'm just doing some inspections out here. Are there any planters or anything?
Empty ones, yes. They look like, if anything,
Planters.
I mean, if you're still where you were, you're in the frozen north. Plants not really a thing, you know. They die in the winter.
Okay, yeah. Sure. So agricultural growing. And the tree.
Yes.
I'd like to go over to the tree and just kind of tap it and be like, now here's something that's alive. Finally, that would make sense.
You feel
do I notice anything about the tree? What kind of tree it is?
You feel a light tapping on the back of your
Like
shoulder.
just kind of
Something
brushing it off. There might be some snow on it.
Something taps you. Oh, it must have been the tree. It's a little windy out here. That's all.
There's no one there.
No one's there. But the branches are kind of moving with the breeze.
Imay, are you out here?
Do we hear him?
No.
Imay, that's not funny.
It is funny. Back in the room, Bo, if you don't hear him, but so y'all called out and nothing happened.
What if you stay in that doorway and Nick and I try and open one of the other doors and peek through? Maybe, I don't know, maybe they're moving. If the house can change and be whatever shape it wants, maybe it switched doors when we weren't looking. I don't know. Is it worth a try?
Theory. This is something spiritual, so I could probably change what doors go where without moving anything. So maybe we just all go through the same door. Keep doing that.
Okay. Sure. Before I go, can I have a look at the doll inside the cot?
Yeah.
Just peek. Just Imay's kind of intrigued by it. No reason.
What did your childhood doll look like?
So she was like one of those puppet dolls. They were really poor, so it was just kind of like a china head, and she was so careful with its little porcelain face. Had like this awful cheap like white frill around the head, and then it was just green fabric where it was stuffed. And it was just held in just cloth.
On the little hand-drawn face, looks exactly like you remember it, except for maybe a singular little tear that wasn't there when you were young.
Okay. Are we leaving? We should leave now, right? Let's go.
Which door would you like to go through? Or are you headed into the storage room?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Ladies first.
The three of you head into the storage room.
Very brave, Bo.
Followed by Bo, apparently. The room itself is rather nondescript. There are some like heavy old sheets covering probably boxes. You know, they're box shaped, and a thick layer of dust throughout most of the room. But of course, more importantly, are the windows. You look out into the courtyard, where a singular tree in a winterish phase dominates the small area, and what looks like a broken espresso machine lies in pieces on the ground.
Did Miles bring his espresso
toy?
machine? He's obsessed with that thing.
Do you remember him having that? I don't.
No, I don't.
I don't even remember the walk here.
Fair?
That's weird.
Can we do these kind of push the window door? Does it open?
The window doors, like you're trying to open these large bay windows.
Yeah.
They rattle as if maybe they were built to open, but maybe have been like painted shut or something like that. Like, I'm not saying no, but you might have to put work into it.
Okay. Do we? I mean, if that's his, he could be out there, right? Or is it a trick? I don't know. Should we try and go through the window? Because I'm willing to try and break it. But I also don't want to upset the house.
That's so difficult.
Hey, no breaking things.
Okay, but I mean, there's something we can. We're in a storage cupboard. There's got to be something, right? Mops, brooms, anything nearby.
You'd have to start pulling sheets off boxes and checking them out.
I'm gonna pull a sheet off the box because I want to cut some eye holes in it.
Okie dokie. Dust fills the room. Everyone is coughing and sneezing. Like the layers of dust here were heavy. Outside, Miles, you thought you heard a sneeze, but turned out to be a dog barking.
It's a dog out here. Do I notice an espresso machine out here, by the way?
No.
No espresso machine out here. Just my crazy friends seeing things. Well, I couldn't find Imay, so I'd like to go back through the door that I came in through.
Sure.
To go track her down for trying to spook me in a living house.
Rude. Trying to make it seem more fake than it is, obviously.
They're gonna prove themselves by faking it.
Yeah. You step back into the nursery and find your friends are not there.
Imay! I know that was you. Imay?
The door, not the door y'all came through, but the door with the easel is cracked as if it has been opened recently.
Ah. They must have gone through that.
Yes, of course.
See through that portal.
Head into the studio. You find a small painter's room. None of your friends, but you see several discarded, half-completed, or partially finished paintings, a blank easel, and a set of like an old wooden cart with like wooden trolley wheels, with a capped set of paints and a big like palette with dried paints circles on it as well. On the blank easel, you hear the sound of a brush or pen, perhaps, in that direction. And before your eyes, it says someone's doing art, because the empty easel says, "Hello, Miles." Then it scratches out hello and says, "Dr. Miles."
Well, that is odd. Somebody's incorporated magnets per se with art.
Could be water bending, right? Watercolors.
Water bending. Yes, it could be a bender. Hello? Is there someone in here?
The easel says yes.
Well, greetings. I'm a visitor here in this house. Well, I guess you know who I am, Dr. Miles, H.P. Winchester IV. Pleasant and quaint, your house is. Very warm, I appreciate that, very much so. Gratitude where it's due, very, very, very chilly outside. So is this your house?
Yes.
Excellent, excellent. What? I don't know much about it. What is your name?
House. Capital H.
Your name is House. Reminds me of a Dr. House I used to know. House it is. Excellent.
It begins to write without waiting for a prompt from you. It says, "Would you like to win the game, Miles?"
Would I like to? I love winning games. Yes.
Excellent.
Win most games.
It begins to draw what looks like a loose layout of what ought to be a floor plan for a house. It connects several of the rooms that you know you've been to. You were definitely in a foyer. You definitely passed through some sort of corridor. You passed through some sort of like entertainment room where the sofas were. You passed down the little like children's hallway and into the nursery. You've seen it doesn't say courtyard, but it does label one room the tree. And then it labels, and then like it says the studio, and then puts like a big carrot, like you're here. It also labels the familiar room, the secret room, the droning hall, and the spirit of destruction.
Repeat those one more time.
Which ones? The last three?
The last three.
The rooms that you've not been to or heard of are the familiar room, the secret room, the droning hall, and the spirit of destruction. Now, you're a very smart man, Miles.
Fascinating.
Would you say that your flash memory is very good? That you pick up and solidify details quickly?
Yes. Little life hack.
The whatever that's drawing this has skipped a room that you know exists because you've seen its door. The dog.
So does that room not? We're gonna talk about the dog. Or you just forget about your pet?
The we'll call them the artist, seems to grow agitated as it paints across the easel in large random lines.
I'm sorry, did I strike a nerve? You're not getting along with your pet.
The easel falls over and the canvas begins to tear itself apart.
Yikes. Huh. Sorry. You're allergic, by chance.
The room...
You're not going to talk to me anymore because you ripped up your easel.
The room starts dropping in temperature.
Ah, okay. Well, it was a pleasure meeting you, House. Perhaps I'll see you around.
The door behind you slams shut.
Ah. Okay. All right. I'm sorry. Did I say something about? I won't say anything about the PET. Is there any other doors I would like to leave?
I'm afraid there's only the one.
Okay. Can I try and open it anyways?
You can.
I'm gonna try and open it anyways.
The door is not locked and opens easily.
Huh. Okay. Well, I'll be seeing you, House. It was a pleasure.
You feel a rough shove from the back as you attempt to leave the room, pushing you through and exiting the room. But you stumble to your knees and your hands and stand up and feel at your back where the push was, and it feels a little wet.
And it was. So there's a waterbender in here named House. I need to find my friends. Tell them that.
Why don't you go ahead and mark 1 fatigue for me? Elsewhere. Trio, you saw this through the window. You started to be pulled off, filled the room with dust, and coughed it all away. Maybe a little air bending, fixed to that issue. Pushed it all, at least, over in a corner somewhere. There's a big pile of dust. There's a box here, an old crate. Looks like it was sealed with wood glue. You can bust it open if you like.
Okay, are we destroying property then? Is that what's happening now? Is that the game?
We could just try and cut it open instead.
Sure.
You pull out a kitchen knife?
Oh, pocket knife. That up. Or
Like utility blade
knife
of some kind?
Yeah.
Sure. Try and cut through the wood glue. Could take a little while. Take a while, but yeah, you certainly could.
Yeah.
Okay.
So just.
Yeah. A few minutes pass, and you do manage to cut through enough of the wood glue to kind of pry up one side. It'll take you probably like 10 to really cut through the entire top section and pull off a lid. But this is enough to peek in at least. You see in the dark of the, probably 2 inches you could pry this piece of wood. Probably wooden and dust smells, maybe old oil-based paint scent, and 2 small humanoid figures. Not 2 the number, but like unnecessarily small, too thin to be really easily recognizable. Like, these were people. But those are your 3 details.
At that point, I just kind of rip it open.
Okay.
I'm just gonna
pop the rest of the wood glue with a loud kind of bang as it loses its adhesive bonds, and you are looking at a crate of old marionettes.
Puppets. What do they look like?
Oh, what a good question.
Any of us?
No, that would be silly and mean.
We are a puppet.
They don't look like anyone you know, but they are extremely well made.
Okay. Ooh, these are kind of cute. Want to reach and grab one?
Sure. It creaks and groans after probably many years of untouched, unused. But yeah, you pull one out.
Look at I can make it dance.
Is it anything noticeable about its like costuming, the colors, anything like that?
Aside from being as anachronistic as the house is, probably not.
Just all.
It's in waterbender blues. The facial features were done with great care.
Look at the faces. They're really detailed, like in the last one as well. Maybe somebody's making
There
these
was
here?
there was a puppet in the last room.
Not a puppet, just a doll in the crib. Some kind of like old puppet, you know?
Okay.
Running theme, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we can smell like oil paint smell. Are there any kind of like signs of paint in the box or anything like that?
Just on the puppets. I mean, that's how the faces were made.
Well, they've got to be making them somewhere, right? I mean, they're covered in the stuff. The paint, it stinks.
I don't. I mean, well, yes, they have to be making them somewhere, but don't know if applying logic to this house is going to work.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Can I turn back towards the courtyard windows? Is that espresso machine still out there with the tree?
Yeah. Looks
So,
kind of fresh. Like there's still liquid in it.
We still trying to get out here? Cause I'm about ready to break through this window.
Well, I
No
don't
one
think
has a better
Miles is
idea?
out there. I mean, at least he didn't go this way, because the windows aren't open.
But then how did his machine get out there? Maybe the house is, I don't know, giving us a sign that he is there?
I want to knock on a window. Miles, are you out there?
Nothing happens.
I really don't think we should break the window. I'm just.
No, I don't want to upset the house either, so that
I don't
you
want to
have
be
persuade
Zixin,
me.
you know.
Yeah, no, you're
You
right.
learned it
You're right.
from him.
There is another door on the other side of this room.
Let's go check this door.
Okay,
Oh.
and then if nothing, we'll go back and try again, right?
I want to gingerly sit the doll up, like the puppet up, on like another box or something.
Okay.
And then head
God,
towards the door.
Creepy when it's watching us.
You go check the other door, and it leads back to the corridor, back at the entry. It was one of the rights or lefts.
Oh, we've come full circle.
Okay.
Okay. So head
we
back
wanna
to
go-
the nursery?
Yes, there's a bunch more doors there. So
Yeah, we should eliminate those, right? That would be sensible. You know about
Yes.
sensible, right, Bo?
none of this is sensible.
Okay, well, yeah, no, I'm trying to stop approaching this from a logical standpoint, but that's
It's
proving more difficult than I imagined.
listen. I trust you all. We got this. So it's just we got to get through it.
We can do it. Nick, are you coming back with us?
Yes.
Yeah. Sure you don't want to bring your new friend?
I
hear that?
don't.
It's
What?
like it stopped. Did you seriously not? I'm Nick. You heard that, right?
No, I don't think it did.
Talk about tapping.
Is that coming from above us?
The attic?
I could hear like scratching, and now I can hear steps. Are you seriously not hearing this? Stop it, guys! Can you? I need you to. It's not funny.
This is when we learned that
Is there
Kosher's
somebody up
turned
there?
off all of his foundry sounds, and he can't
No,
hear
I
literally
haven't.
anything.
It's just low. It's just low, I guess.
I guess I can't. The foundry sounds are really weird for me. Like, oh, okay, now I
Yeah,
can hear.
because sometimes they're mega loud.
Are they?
And then other times it's like,
I've been putting on a brave face to this little tense violin slide all.
Oh, well, Jackie can't hear shit.
If I'm not clicked into Foundry, the sound stops.
Oh, does it?
Like I have to have that tab open.
I see.
So.
No, it's been an odd separation of me and character.
Mhm.
It's like, yeah, this is clearly fucked.
Okay, I think I can hear it now.
Okay, I'm not insane. That's happening, right?
Yeah. Zay, are you there? Miles. Is there a closet in here? Maybe we
How
can look for
heavy,
the attic.
Do the footsteps sound?
What footsteps? I don't hear any footsteps.
Hey,
You guys are currently in the hallway. Are you headed back to the nursery?
Yes.
Did you want to go the way you went first or the way you just came?
Well, we just
Yeah.
came.
Okay.
I think I'd be holding Nick's arm, like making sure she's with us.
Miles, you were shoved out of the studio back into the nursery. Rudely, yes. Yeah. Rudely. Back into the nursery. You have 2 doors you're not familiar with. One door that leads back out into the courtyard that you came through, and one door that goes back towards the hallway towards the sofa room. One of which is the door that you know the picture did not draw. It is the dog door is in this room as well.
Yes. As peculiar as that is, there's a different room that piqued Miles' interest.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the secret room.
Yes.
So he'd like to head towards that room. To put
Okay.
a note of, okay.
That's off of. So you guys would have had to. You went straight from the long hallway to take this primary path. You know with the diagram that the familiar room makes a loop back to the long corridor. And then the droning hall, secret room, all those other rooms you've never been to are on the left side doors that you guys haven't touched.
Okay. So go through new rooms to get to the secret room.
Okay, so you head into the familiar room.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Because you gotta. Do I have to go through the spirit of destruction? I feel like avoiding.
No, the spirit of destruction is the last room in the wing.
Okay. I just feel something,
Yeah, it sounds bad. Maybe. Yeah, it could be. You head into.
I'm not a lot of interest, I guess. I don't know.
You head into the familiar room, and as the door closes and you kind of brush away an awful lot of dust filling this chamber, you find yourself in a probably like very old classroom. Looks like it's from a bygone era, but you definitely recognize wooden desks, a small wooden lectern, and a chalkboard, as well as a door on the far side, which according to your gut diagram leads back to the long corridor.
I actually like this one a lot. Is there any like paper, pencils in here?
There are. In fact, you feel like you can smell the learning in this room. Like it's palpable, the people who went through here and the knowledge they gained. It was important things happened here.
I'd like to draw out the map as I remember it.
Sure. Snag some old paper and a charcoal pencil, and draw out a loose diagram of the houses you were given.
Good. That could be useful. Anything? Okay. Anything else odd that wouldn't be in a classroom in here? This is standard.
How much time are you willing to spend looking for it?
It would only. I'm just passing through. It's just if something was like, oh,
Gotcha.
That's strange.
The only thing you might notice is that it's not odd because you knew this used to happen, but it is definitely the tool of a bygone era. You see a long switch intended for the use in discipline.
Beating rod. Got it. I may or may not have a relationship with one of those.
May or may not. You head into the long corridor.
I'm gonna pass through to the
long corridor. Okay. Artie, you've taken the path back the way you came through the familiar room. The uncovered box covered in dust, the sheet on the ground as you left it, and into the nursery. The poppet is gone, for what it's worth, Imay. Though the room
She would
otherwise
check straight
seems... I figured you would, which is why I told you. Though the room seems otherwise unchanged. Their door to what was marked with the easel is open, if only slightly.
Bo, did you leave that one open? I didn't touch any doors. Nick, did you touch any other doors?
No, it wasn't me. Must have been Zay. You think Zay's in there? Zay!
Or Miles?
Oh yeah, Miles.
It definitely could have been Miles, or it could be the house just trying to trick us.
Sure. Okay, well... Whew, the door we just went through, was that the unlabeled one or the, like, outdoor door?
You don't have an outdoor door to your knowledge, but you just came through an unlabeled one.
Okay.
The familiar room is the unlabeled door.
So we can just see the easel one that's open and the dog door as well. Is that what we've got?
And the children's hallway, the one you originally came through on the first time in the loop. Yes.
Okay. I mean, the only other door, right? We should... Gotta be somewhere.
Yeah, your untouched doors in this room are the dog door in the studio.
Okay.
Well.
After you, Bo.
Alright, I pull out a coin.
Sure, I like chance. Oh, not to scare anybody, but the doll's gone, by the way.
Doesn't seem something Miles would be interested in.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't.
One is heads. Heads, we go through the dog door. Tails, the other one.
Is that the rocking chair?
You looking over at the rocking chair?
Yep.
It does rock slightly, as if maybe just a gentle breeze. No big deal.
I think Imay could feel the breeze before she heard it.
Mm-hmm. Which door is that, Kosher?
The dog door.
You're gonna go open the dog door?
Okay.
Nice. It's a good one.
Everyone goes and opens the dog door, or just Bo?
No, I'm right behind Bo. I think I glimpsed at the rocking chair, acknowledged it, and then just refused to turn back around.
Nick?
I think Nick is sort of intrigued with the rocking chair.
Okay. Nick heads over to check out the rocking chair as Bo and Imay step through the dog door and close it behind themselves. Bo and
Wait,
Imay.
Oh no.
Bo and Imay. This room looks like it is definitely home to a dog. Or a person you might call your dog. There's a small cot here, a wooden like foot locker, maybe 3 feet in length, 1 foot deep, 1 foot tall, and a low, like if you were on your knees, you could sit at it as if that were like a knee table, not a sitting table, where an empty water bowl and bowl with like old, probably rotten rice, just a couple of grains sits. No cage, though.
Oh, this isn't a dog's room.
Maybe it meant pet rather than dog.
Imay's looking around for children's clothes. She thinks it might be Zay's room.
Imay likes to punish herself and goes and inspects the room. You don't find any clothing, but you do find small impressions, 4s and 5s scattered throughout the room. And like if it's 4, then it's 4 straight lines right next to each other. If it's 5, there's 4 straight lines with one kind of off center. Not like making a crossing sign, just like there are 4 straight lines and then somewhere, 3 or 4 and 5.
Okay. Are there... I don't Was there a lock on the door? Is it locked now? How? I don't see any chains or. But it looks like they've tried to crawl their way out. Okay, do we need anything from in here, Bo, really? Or can we just go?
Looking around the room, Bo, it does look like there might be something beneath the sparse pillow.
Well, I know this is uncomfortable for you, but I'm gonna at least search the room around and
Okay.
start looking around, and then I guess the bed would be an obvious place to look.
All right, check that, and the
pillow.
footlocker are the only two real places anything could really be. The footlocker, yeah. All right, so the footlocker looks like it probably had stuff once. Like you see like old bits of like threadbare clothing, not even clothing, like strings from a threadbare shirt are still, you know, like in there, but no shirts or anything like that. Beneath the pillow, you find shards of a teacup.
Spend a little time kind of just piecing some of them together to see if a whole teacup's there.
Yeah, in kind of an old, rudimentarily probably painted blues and whites. One of the shards is red.
What did you find?
A teacup.
Oh, is it? Does it look like Zay's? If you showed it to me, is it one of the old?
It does look like
Zay?
one of the old styles that Zay had used to serve. Yes.
It's one of his. It's Zay. He used those cups. Maybe this was his place, or
So either
been here a while.
Zay is the pet, or he is the owner. Probably.
Pet
I don't-
of the
I-
house.
Yes. So I don't know historically whether or not, but I assume so, that there were slaves of the sort, or
In universe, in a children's universe, probably not. But I mean, you know, we don't talk about the uncomfortable truths of adulthood in children's television.
oh well, okay. So probably a servant.
Yes.
Well, they did have servants back then, so maybe this isn't too far of a stretch.
Sure, maybe he's like spiritually connected to the house somehow. Maybe indentured in some way. I don't know.
Maybe the house is the owner, and the house wants people as pets.
Or food. Maybe you were right.
Maybe I am right. I don't know. The house is gonna eat us.
I'm seriously considering it at this point.
I've just been joking about that the entire time, just kind of to poke fun at Miles. It's one of those that,
pastime.
yeah. Well, it's more so to kind of calm everybody down and all that, but
It works. It's good.
I don't think there's anything else.
Okay, we should take the teacup with us, because when I left the doll, it disappeared. So if there's anything we want to take, we should do that, right? Maybe the marionettes disappeared.
Maybe, but where's the scratching on the wall at?
Kind of everywhere, right? Like dotted around.
I don't know what you're talking about.
It was right here. Bo,
It was right here.
it was right here. I swear.
The
No, I'm not crazy.
last you heard it was in the nursery, in the previous room.
I heard it above us in the nursery, but there were scratches on the walls that aren't here now.
The scratches are still here.
Oh,
The sound's gone, but like this is probably the room where it originates from.
was it coming from here? Maybe not above us. Was he trying to get out?
Maybe. Is
Can we get out?
well, that's the reason why I was asking about the scratches on the wall. Are they centrally located, or is it just kind of all over the place?
There's probably more of them on the door facing wall than everywhere else, but they're kind of everywhere also. Like,
Okay. Well, maybe we just go back. I don't know what other information we're gonna get out of this, but yeah.
so you head back
This
to the
looks a
nursery.
It's a little dark.
Sure. Yeah. Maybe we've got to throw somebody a tea party. You never know.
This is like a
Imay's
messed
gonna
up
try
tea
and open
party.
the door.
Door
Yeah,
opens.
it really would be.
The door opens just fine.
Thought we were gonna be next. Come up. She's grabbing Bo as she goes through the threshold again. She's not losing.
I guess Nick must have gone to find Miles because she's not here anymore. There's a doll in the crib, though.
It's back.
Well, it's a marionette.
Bo, do you see this?
Water Tribe blues, lovely long brown hair.
Is that?
Do we even want to check the box, or do we just want to go through to the studio and get this over with?
I want to grab the doll.
Bo, don't touch.
It's just a doll.
But Bo looks at it and he's like, "That looks awfully lot like Imay," so that's why he grabs it.
Oh no, Imay's got purple hair.
Or not Imay. Sorry, Nick.
It might bear a striking resemblance to Nick. Speaking of Nick, you checked out the rocking chair. You found that it must have been a trick of the wind or something. It's in the process of stopping almost as you arrive.
Okay, I touch it and try and make it stop moving.
Yeah, it stops.
Okay. I don't know. It must have been the wind, guys.
You turn around and find that they've closed the door behind them.
Shoot, I better go find them. You guys? Go back to the door they open and open it and peek in.
It leads outside. There's a beautiful, if extremely overgrown, backyard into a garden of some kind.
Imay, Bo? Are you guys back here? I walk out and try and look for them.
You step out into this kind of lush yard. Definitely does not belong in the north. It's, neither cold nor is the soil good enough for this. This is some like Earth Kingdom, like noble kind of stuff. It's heavily overgrown, but at some point someone planted beautiful flowers here. Had a tall trellis that acted as a fence. That's like extremely overgrown and fully solid with vines where normally you'd be able to see through it. There's a house behind you that is incongruous with the one you entered. It's 2 stories, painted white on the outsides, and you see a light on in the 2nd floor through an open window. There's also a small doghouse.
Okay, so I stepped out, and behind me, the building that I just came out of, is this house.
Correct.
What the heck is going on here? This is not where... I don't think I'm in the Northern Water Tribe anymore. Guys? Are you in the doghouse? I go crawl and peek in the doghouse.
You lean down and there's a dog inside. Maybe let's call him a dogapus, dog platypus hybrid.
Yeah.
Platy dog, I don't know, one of those. But yeah, it's got like short corgi or dachshund legs, an overly long body, a big flat tail, and like a sleek fur coat with a, I wouldn't go like not a full bill, but like a kind of flat-ish protruding dog mouth.
Yeah. Oh, hi, buddy. Hi, come here.
Kind of wags its big flat tail horizontally a little bit.
Come here. Try to get it to come out of the house.
You're good with animals. I think we can skip by what might have been a role for someone else. You use your animal lover spirit, and it kind of inches out to the edge of the doghouse and sniffs you a little bit and licks your hand once, and then kind of chills in its house.
I scratch it under the chin.
Oh yeah.
Good boy. Have you seen an airbender by chance and another waterbender guy go by here?
No, all right. That's fine.
Not a tool using guy, or anything. Just any of the other twos. It does not appear to understand.
Okay, shoot.
Nick!
You hear
Nick!
from above in that open lit window.
Imay?
Nick, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can. Where are you?
I have no idea. I'm outside. It's can you look at the window?
There aren't any windows in the
Correct.
nursery, right?
Mm-hmm.
No. Keep talking. I'm gonna follow the sound of your voice.
Okay,
Which
well-
direction is it coming from?
You hear the sound of footsteps coming through the open window, Nick, as if Imay wanders into the house somewhere, looking for you.
Like
But
away from me.
correct, away from
the
you,
window.
away from the window.
I think you're going the wrong way, Imay. Turn around.
Okay.
I make sure
What?
I follow.
You
I
don't-
make sure I follow Imay, or I don't hear any of this.
No, none of that happens.
I don't know anything. Okay.
Literally none of that happened for either you or Imay.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, talk to me. Can you still hear me? Imay? Imay, are you still there? Shit. I mean, shoot. Is there a way to climb up to the window?
There is. One of the vine trellises does lead to this window.
Okay. All right, buddy, you stay here. I talk to the platted dog. I'll be back. Maybe. And then I go to try to climb the trellis. Imay.
You start climbing up the trellis and pull yourself up into that second story window, and we, the audience, see the camera pan back down to a doghouse with a big labeled Buddy across its top, where a dog's collar rests, but there is no animal. You climb into the second story window.
I do a fancy little gymnastics roll in. Okay. Hello, Imay, are you in here? What's in this room?
Hold on. You're in. Oh, the horror factory room.
No, I'm not.
You crawl into a young girl's bedroom. It is pastels, whites, and pinks. A 4-post bed, soft linens, little. What would to a young girl would be huge, but to you as an adult-sized woman is like upper thigh height dollhouse. It's just a nice dollhouse. Probably one of those ones that like actually opens up and has the top pull off, where you can really use all the rooms and whatnot. Most importantly, The room is full of dolls. Hundreds of them. On the shelves, on the bed, on the chest of drawers. The massive wardrobe sits maybe with a 3-inch crack to its little double doors, and you can see them stacked atop each other inside. An enormous, probably 4-foot tall, what would be life-sized for like a 9 or 10-year-old young girl, lays on the floor, like not girl, doll, lays on the floor. And a single door marks the entry and exit to this room, where there are, looks like chalk drawings.
Wow, that's a lot of dolls. This one's interesting. I go over and examine the large one on the floor.
This one looks like it was maybe in progress. You see like sewing needles are still like bound into the head where someone was like attaching the doll's hair.
Okay. I just want to like slowly walk through and look at all the dolls if I can. I know it might take some time, but look for any that might stand out, look familiar.
Sure. We'll have to come back. That's going to take some time. Dr. Miles, you went back to the long corridor. You wanted to investigate. You have 2 doors on the left side. Or no, sorry, you have 1 door on the left side, though your diagram marked 2 exits. So the secret room is probably secret.
So I know there's a secret room here.
Mm-hmm.
Give us some secrets, but there's no door. Anything can I inspect for like a switch or?
So remember this long corridor is like, it's like heavily draped with thick drapery. So you could like pick it up, move it aside and stuff if you wanted.
Yes. Yeah. I'm gonna investigate behind the drapery.
Behind the drapery, you find 2 things. One, a small, probably cupboard door that is likely the secret door, like an entry-exit point. And then more broadly, long, 4-lined carving or scratches run the entire length of the corridor, deep into the wood.
Unsettling. I could see why they put up the drapery.
Right. I mean, you wouldn't want to. That's like not very decorative.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, into the small door.
Okay. You open up
see what's going on here. We're gonna win this game.
Open up the small cupboard door and see. It's not high enough to have been like a servant's passage, nor is it at like waist height where that might be like a corridor where food might be secretly passed or anything like that. It's low. It's like knee height. You're gonna have to get down on your hands and knees and crawl through it.
It's just a hallway, or the room itself is.
It's a small corridor into darkness. There's no light at the end.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah. So you get down and start crawling. You feel the air begin to moisten as it goes damp in this area, and you reach the edge of a pitch black room. You know it's a room because the sound changes. You can hear a slight echo, but there's no light with which to see unless you have one.
I didn't bring anything.
You're an inventor. I'll give you lights if you think you have one. Or I did tell you that there's a.
I think I took like I've had a small torch. Where did I procure that? Oh yeah, on the airship. Yeah, I could pocket torch if I did.
For sure. And I remember I also told you there was a candle on a little plate back at the entryway if you think you'd go pick that.
We'll go candle lit with my little torch, my little pocket torch.
Gotcha. So you pull out your little pocket torch. We're talking some like old school, like small amount of butane Zippo lighter kind of high tech for this era kind of torch. Light it up, fish it out into the room. This is a well, probably dug exteriorly, and this may be some sort of like little maintenance path because this leads into an existing underground structure of a well. Looks like it's covered up above, which is why no light leaks in. But yeah, you see a probably, 6 or 7 feet across stone cylinder going up and down. There does look to be a ladder carved into the stone bricks on your right.
A ladder on the side or the cylinder?
So like the well
There's
is
like
a
a
cylinder,
pillar
right?
in the
It's a
middle is what I'm
tube. No,
saying. Okay.
there's no
Yes,
pillar.
Okay.
It's just a big stone tube
With a ladder that
with
leads to...
with a ladder that's carved into the stone itself, not like attached. It's been carved
Got it.
out of the brick.
Notches.
Yeah, not exactly, and it leads up and down.
But it's blocked at the top. Can I?
There's no
see if it leads
light,
anywhere?
so there's presumably it's blocked. Otherwise, there'd be light.
Okay, and there's nothing else, no markings or anything else at the bottom of the well.
You can't see the bottom.
Okay,
Your light doesn't reach.
Okay. Well, this is not what I was expecting. Cooler secrets than a well, but wells are important.
Who wouldn't hide their secrets at the bottom of a well?
Yeah, I'm gonna climb down. I wish my friends hadn't abandoned me. I would have had to do this all by myself. But well.
True. You begin climbing down, and
Oh well.
how do you?
Combined...
You like that one, Kosher?
Yeah.
Oh well.
Oh well. How do you propose to keep yourself lit, given that you're using your hands and feet?
So I could this seems like I'll just tether the candle. So it's on like a plate of sorts. Let's let me see here. What could I do here? We could create a little buffer. Whether it be with stones, we could rig those up just so that I have kind of a border. I wouldn't want to catch myself. That's actually a really great idea. We should do that. I'm gonna do that instead. I'm stealing Jackie's idea. I'm gonna make a hat. For my I'm gonna pass it in on top of my head.
So you grab
like
some like spare cloth and you bind this candle to your forehead.
Yes.
Okay.
Little unicorn candle.
All right. The hot wax will become mildly problematic in the future.
There's
but
a plate.
Oh, you're still gonna keep the plate. Okay.
The plate is
Gotcha.
there to catch
So
the
you got.
wax.
So you gotta.
I'm just genius.
I'm just checking.
Randy.
I'm trying to figure out what you're doing. Okay. So you got this plate, a candle, and you tie it like around. So you got it like the old school, like, oh, I've got a toothache. It's around your whole face, and then the plate on top of your head. Okay. So it's light. The light it casts then is like
not a fashion statement.
It's not. No, I'm just trying to figure. I'm trying to figure out where the light is. So the light it casts is above you and somewhat around you. It's very little below you.
Correct. It's just giving me.
I understand.
Better than zero light.
It is absolutely better than zero light. I am just trying to make sure I understand where the light is and what you may be able to see.
And also
it's
just
a headlamp, but you can't look down.
No, I'm climbing. It eventually will come off my head when I get to where I'm going.
Right. You climb downwards. As you do so, you feel the stone grow more and more damp as you get further and further beneath the ground. Your hand and footholds become slightly less certain. Never to the point necessarily that you're like slipping, but the ability to grasp them is diminishing. As you head for the bottom, eventually you put your foot down to where the next rung ought to be and don't find one. Your foot fishes around into open space.
I can't see anything. I don't know how far down. Can I?
Would you like to drop something?
I like drop a stone.
Sure. You grab a little pebble nearby or fish something small and inconsequential out of your shirt. And doesn't seem far. 10, 15 feet. Stone at the bottom. You look down and you feel the hot wax kind of dribble down your hair and your head, and it burns a little, but not enough to cause you any real harm.
Well, I'm not gonna go break an ankle. Drat.
You could drop your candle.
Dang. Then I won't have a candle.
Yeah, but you know what's around you.
I mean, yeah, I think that's definitely the route. And then I got a plan. Okay. Yeah, I'll drop my candle.
So you free one hand and untie the binding and kind of nod the candle off your head. It falls, and as your extremely mathematical mind had ascertained, it is probably maybe 10 to 12 feet Easily survivable, though you risk minor injury. Below, in this room, from what you can see within the tube of the stone well, this obviously used to be a well. At least that much is true. There are several small, kind of darkened figures, perhaps, roughly humanoid in shape down here, though you don't see any details given the distance and the low quality of a candlelight. Are they
moving?
They're not.
Okay.
As well as probably the glint of metal, perhaps, given the flickering low light candles. You see, and there's not a little bit, like there's several different, like, lightly metallic gleams.
And it looks like stone at the bottom. I assume.
Correct.
Does it look like there's any way in and out of the bottom?
This was probably supposed to be the way in and out. This tube.
Okay. Are the human figures like standing or lying down?
See, the trouble with candlelight is that it's pretty unreliable. It flickers, it moves, and it's not very bright.
Okay. Well, I'm getting quite tired, so I'm gonna climb out.
Okay. You climb your way back out, feeling quite tired, as you mentioned. I will need you to roll or volunteer to take a fatigue. You can roll and skip the fatigue, or you can just take one and not have to roll.
I'd rather not play the let's fall into a bottom of a well
Probably
game.
Smart.
So I'll take a fatigue.
Okay. You climb out, unharmed and unscathed.
Wait, what would I have rolled? Am I allowed to know that?
You're a pretty low physical character. Probably would have had you roll a normal with a -1. You got to check?
Yeah, I got my fatigue on.
Yeah, would you like to roll and see what would have happened?
Oh, just for fun?
Yeah, just for fun.
Sure. So -1.
Mm-hmm.
You just assume because I'm smart that I'm weak?
Yeah.
There has to be some payoff.
Yeah.
I diet. I'm partly
Yes,
health
you are
scientist.
definitely thin.
I think this is a debate for another time, Randy.
All right.
Yeah, that was
Broken ankle.
fail for now.
Yep. Definitely would have been in the bottom of the well.
Stuck
Imay's
forever.
Definitely Imay's fault for sure. If she weren't playing games.
No.
Reckless. Well, Imay and Bo, you're back in the nursery. What are you up to?
Well, I just picked up the doll.
Right. You've got the doll that looks like a water tribe female of some kind.
Well, I guess we got one last door to go through.
Yeah. Together now, right?
Mhm.
Imay's like gripped onto it in his sleeve.
The two of you are heading into the studio. Okay.
Are you bringing that thing?
Thing? It's just a doll. I mean, yeah,
I know, but they're
it
appearing and reappearing and swapping and changing and moving, and they're being played with like we're being played with, you know?
Mm-hmm. And if we're being played with, and this, who does this look like?
Nick.
Yep. Do you want? Let's say that this is tangible to Nick. I don't know why, but I mean, anything can happen. Well, let's say it's tangible. Would you want whatever could be in there playing with it? Or with us?
Sure, but I don't know. What if it means something? What if it's like a talisman or a totem or something like that? What if moving her here moves her wherever she is in whatever spiritual plane that she has been shifted to, but she's clearly not here, Bo.
Yeah, what happens if we take it in the next room and she just appears?
What if they can't exist in the same place at the same time? And by bringing it with us, we ensure that we should probably just go into the studio at this point, right?
Yep.
In the studio, you find a room in disarray. A torn canvas, a broken easel, many discarded, half-completed paintings with holes in them, looking like someone may have punched through or kicked them. Paint splatters all over the room, and a large, messy half mural on one of the walls.
Either they're an abstract artist or somebody got very upset in here.
Take the latter of the options. Probably.
Can I have a look through the half-finished paintings? I want to see what's being painted.
Sure. The first one you pick up out of the stack has a big hole in it, but looks like there was a kind of a slender figure, short-haired, probably brown or like a deep red. Looks to have been carrying some sort of pack. You swapped this, you put that down or check the second one, and maybe it's a series of some kind because it's a similar build, still that brownish red swath of hair, but they are crawling in a dark place.
That's disturbing. Okay.
And the third one, you see they've begun climbing a ladder down what looks to be some sort of tunnel or well.
Do I recognize the person in the picture?
They've got brown hair. It's they didn't get to the details, it seems.
Not finished.
Mm-hmm.
Look, it's like a series on the same person. He's got a backpack, and then here he's crawling through something, and it looks like here he's climbing. I can't tell if he's going up or down. Maybe it's instructions.
You see on the fourth one, the ladder or whatever it was that the figure climbs ends abruptly, and it depicts them in air, in like mid-motion as they tumble.
God, look. Man, that's a pretty depressing end to the series, isn't it?
Oh, there's one more.
Yep, she'll look at it.
The bottom of this cavern, tunnel, well kind of thing, you see the figure laying in an obviously unnatural position. Metal, like glints of silver, strewn all about the room. Maybe other dark, broken figures in the like implied shadows. Like it's dark, but there's slightly grayer lines with, four-ish limbed shapes.
Okay. He fell at the end. There might be other people. Maybe this is how the house feeds, and it's showing us just to have fun with us. I don't know. Those silver things, what do they look like to you? Do I recognize them as any kind of like
there's probably far too little detail to say so. It's just that there are glints of metal or something implying metal or something metallic.
Just to double check and ask. Bo is also seeing this.
Yep.
Okay. He's gonna squint.
What do you think? There was the marionette that looked like Nick. The doll that I recognized. Could this be... I mean, it's not you. But the hair, and he's kind of thin and tall, like Miles, but it's not very clear. I don't...
Yeah. We're not together. Would maybe we have to be separated for whatever's going on to kind of happen. 'Cause we didn't.
You want to voluntarily separate?
Oh no! Oh no! 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 Well, it's part of the game. But
Yeah.
maybe that's the goal for the house to win.
I feel like, I don't know. Maybe, what if he's in trouble? Oh, what if
don't get us anywhere, and it's gonna
You're right.
make us worry more.
You're right.
Bo, as you puzzle through it, and Imay stares in a very concerned and fearful fashion at this last image, you look around and you see that the one that Imay put down last has a word on the back of it, in the on the rear of the canvas. It says "you," Y-O-U.
Who's writing here? You? Me? And I say it as a question, kind of out loud.
I don't know. Is the house talking to us, or maybe
Whoever painted it, possibly.
maybe Miles was in here and it showed him his future?
Maybe.
What if it's a
Could
message?
be something. What if it's something from his past?
Check the rest of them. Hold on. I've got I think I have the latter one here.
On the back of the
over.
last one, it says "leave."
You leave.
Okay. What about the other two?
There are 5 in total,
Okay, so
That's right. The other
and
3.
you've got them in reverse. So it says "leave," "you," "did," "why," "Imay."
she's gonna turn them over one by one. Read it for this.
Imay, why did you leave?
I didn't leave. He was right behind us, Bo, right? He stepped out on his own. It wasn't our
No,
fault.
you're correct. It was not our fault.
Yep.
There isn't anything we can do.
We had no control. He made that decision himself. We can't be responsible for everything everybody else does. That's right, right?
Correct. It's not our fault.
Mm-hmm.
And we're gonna get through this, alright?
Yep.
From upstairs, or rather what you assume to be the attic at least, sounds as though someone is on their way down.
Maybe that's him. And he's fine. He found the attic, you know? He's probably beaten this whole thing.
He's already won.
Yeah. We just weren't paying attention.
Well, we gotta also win. We gotta finish. We gotta get to the finish line.
Mm-hmm. Let's do that. Are we
Okay.
missing anything in here? Do you want to have another look, or?
Yeah, I want to take another look around real quick.
Sure.
Let's see what's happening.
Imay's gonna go to the opposite side of the room of the paintings.
Okay. Imay attempts to puzzle the half mural in hopes of distracting themselves. In the doll room, Nick, you've investigated the entire cornucopia of dolls. Largely uninteresting, unfortunately, or nothing that you recognize. You see lots of them in different, like Water Nation blues and Earth Nation greens. Like, they seem like they're from all over the Avatar world, and just, nondescript doll faces. They're not like the excellently painted marionettes. Eventually, you kind of brave the armoire, where the big stack of dolls. These are older, and as is true in real life, creepier for it. They're made with, less skill and more kind of angular faces. There's just this big, like, obviously intended to be decorative, like mountain of dolls, very carefully placed into the armoire. It's not useful for clothing at all. It is only a display for this doll wall. The only thing of interest probably in this room is the chalk drawings on the walls of the, like, on the interior, your side of the door, where you see what looks like a young kid, probably, you know, like a young figure, probably a child. Their dog, where with big, like, blocky letters it says Buddy, and a taller figure, just a, you know, happy family drawing.
And that's on the door?
It is on the door.
Okay. Well, are there any dolls with purple hair in airbender clothes?
Do you want there to be?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. So I find one that has purple hair. There's hundreds, so there's probably one.
Obviously.
Yeah. And I pick it up and I go sit on the bed and I cross my legs and I hold the doll and I start to meditate. And this is like a ritual kind of that I learned from like my tribe, but I've never been able to do it, obviously.
So you're attempting
so
to remember the spirit bending that some of your, like, shamans could do back in the tribe.
Kind of, yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes. So I'm just kind of meditating and trying to, like, either get a sense of where Imay might be or where I might be, or because I heard her, like, in this room, but she's obviously not here. And I know that this house has some sort of spiritual something going on, so I'm trying to kind of connect to that.
Don't do that. I'm trying to talk to you.
You hear a voice from the armoire as you attempt to focus on the doll.
Imay, is that you? I just have my eyes closed and I'm talking out loud.
Hello? Is anyone there?
Who's there? Is someone else there?
Can anyone hear me?
I can hear you. Is this what they're really saying?
Yeah.
Don't do that. I'm trying to talk to you.
I can hear you. What are you trying to tell me?
If you can hear me, the room with all the dolls is safe. Go to the doll room.
Fuck, how are you doing this? Okay. Okay. I can hear you. I'll go to the doll room.
Find the doorman if you want to leave. Find the smiling man if you want to stay.
Nope.
I need to find the doorman. Okay. Understood. So I slide off the bed. And they said to go towards the doll
You're in the doll room.
room.
You're in a room full of dolls. It's the best assumption
Right.
this is the doll room.
So I'm already there.
You're in the
Okay.
safe room.
And they said find the doorman if you want to
Leave.
leave. So I head to the door.
the hell just happened?
I connected to the spirits
You
that used to
did-
live
I
here.
can see what's in front of her. I have no idea what magic just happened.
Like how that.
Yeah,
I know.
I'm so fucking confused. Right, sorry about saying.
No.
Me too. Like, did you make those sounds?
Yeah, maybe, probably. Who knows?
Crazy. Okay.
You open the door, and a room that is dark. Definitely is probably mostly dark, except for what little light is cast from the doll room's like singular little desk candle on the far side of it near the window, which is what casts that light outside. But what you see instead is probably 24 pairs of little glowy lights all throughout the room, some stacked, some not, some mostly horizontal, but some kind of one way or the other.
Lights like on the wall or glowing orbs that are floating around the room.
Little floaty orbs, let's say, though they're not really like actively in motion.
And then it's just a dark hallway.
And you can't even see the room. Like there's the only light that's being given to you is a candle that's pretty far away at this point because you left it over there on the desk.
Okay. Can I go grab the candle
course.
and bring it with me?
You go snag the candle. As you approach with more light, you see what looks like probably 24 feral cats bolt out of this room and down a hallway somewhere.
Whoa.
That's what it was. Their eyes reflect.
Yeah. Okay. Here, kitty. You want to follow the cats?
Okay.
They probably know a way out. I don't know.
Sure.
I trust animals.
Yeah, you do. Let me see where this goes. If it's time for me to transition again. Yeah, it is. It's time to change. You head into a hallway that's extremely well appointed. Rich carpets, very like new, fresh looking wallpaper, really good wood, like solid, high value, noble family kind of like wood imported from somewhere else. Covered at the roof, like where the molding, the crown molding would be for the ceiling, like between ceiling and these big wood like slats, with these eerie carvings of faces, all of which seem to be looking at your doorway. But we'll come back to that in a second. Miles, you've returned to the long corridor.
Alright, back in the long corridor. Let's see. Bo! Nick! Am I the only one investigating this house? This is ridiculous.
Bo and Imay, you do hear Dr. Miles coming from some other room as you re-enter the nursery.
Bo, do you hear that? Can we follow the sound?
You can. Would you like to take the familiar room or the sitting room? It's a loop, so you can go either way.
I
We go
prefer
through the sitting room. Yeah, it was gonna say the sitting
Okay.
room as well. Yeah.
Oh.
All right.
Sorry, she was.
I came on to you, Randy. I figured that puzzle out.
I'm glad. I'm glad. You pass into the sitting room, the comfortable sofas, the kind of dirty, unkempt look, but otherwise nothing of note. Pass through the large double door, and Dr. Miles, they do in fact open the large double door.
Miles.
Imay, Bo, excellent. I'm happy to see you. This house is strange, a little murdery it looks like in a way.
Imay's gonna like run straight
allegedly.
for him and just barrel into his chest and give him a hug.
Full on hug.
Oh my god. Yeah, you're real? You're real? You're real and you're alive. Okay. Sorry, I needed that.
Have you been drinking tea?
No tea. No.
There's just a series of paintings that depicted you falling down the wall and getting mangled. That's all.
Just a little bit dead, but it's fine. You're
Falling
here. It's all good.
Down a well.
Mm-hmm. But you're alive.
But then getting mangled, yes, with a bunch of other
Interesting.
bodies.
A lot of other bodies.
I was in a well,
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
and there did seem to be figures at the bottom of the well. I didn't fall and die. That didn't happen, clearly. But yes. Here, let me show you. I've been doing some annotation, and let me tell you, I also met the owner of this house. Their name's House. They seem to be a waterbender, and they painted me some pictures, kind of showing me what this house is, and I pull out my little paper that I
Your diagram.
charcoaled down, and we've got the secret room I just came from. It's this little tunnel. I wouldn't recommend it. It goes to a very dark, damp well with figures and metal pieces at the bottom. It seems like you're somehow familiar. Speaking of familiar, down this hall we have a familiar room where there's a nice classroom. Something I'm very familiar with, classrooms, if you know what I'm saying. Then we have a droning hall, and this room called a Spirit of Destruction. And after that last room, I feel like that's not a great place to go, unless we want to investigate some maybe horrific things, because that is a very real aspect of the world, horrific things happening. So
Yes.
up to you, if that's something we want to investigate next.
You made the map, or somebody gave you the map?
This is the house.
House did. And
Yes.
they were nice about it. They weren't.
They were not. Well, I mean, they
insanity?
were nice about making the map. They didn't like me asking about their dog, which I guess. What? Do you know something?
I don't think it means dog. I believe it's probably just referring to pet or servant.
Yeah.
I called it pet. They didn't ask me. There was a dog on that one door, so but a pet, yes.
But it was not an animal.
No.
You think it was a person?
Yes.
Yeah.
But they seemed very sensitive about it.
Well,
so much
they
that
may
they
have been
shoved me.
kept against their will because there is a lot of scratching on the walls. The scratching that we might have heard before. You were gone then, though. So have you heard any scratching or steps or?
Scratching like this as I reveal the wall.
Mm-hmm. Much deeper than your room called the dog. This looks like a much larger something with stronger somethings to make these.
No.
Not like that.
No. Smaller.
No.
That's enormous.
That might be the dog.
A large. Or a pet. Large pet with claws.
Sure.
Maybe those maybe a mole. I mean, it kind of looks like maybe one of those badger moles. Maybe they did that.
Maybe a little smaller than that, but
Whatever it was,
it'd
have to be probably chest height at least.
Maybe a polar bear dog.
Perhaps.
Sure. Do we want to find out, or do we want to find Nick? Have you seen Nick?
You lost Nick? The beautiful and most gracious Nick. I cannot.
We did not lose Nick. She was right there, and then she wasn't. Just like you were.
Yeah,
we lost her the same way.
I had to search all on my own, and I've done great work, as you can see, as I always do.
Yeah, we totally abandoned you. Not you just walking through the door and then
Well,
we go check that same.
I thought you would follow me as my intern.
You closed the door behind you.
I did not close the door.
You did. Or the house closed the door. Yeah, so maybe the house is just trying to separate us.
Yeah, it's playing with us, you know.
Like it's like
dolls.
like food.
Moving us around.
Do you have any idea where she is? Because otherwise, I would like to see what the droning hole is about. I'm quite curious what
you heard that
mean
right?
by droning hole.
Yeah, that laughter.
Zay, is that you? House, is that you?
What if that's what's
Nick?
Is that what's going on?
You're so smart, probably. I didn't have both ears in either.
No wonder I'm so stinking confused. Do it again.
The laugh?
Yeah.
It does sound weird. It does sound freaky. That's on purpose.
I don't hear it.
What do you think
that's
you hear?
what it is.
I heard a hit.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't hear it at all? Here, I'll play it. I'll put it on loop for you for a sec.
Oh, you think it's so creepy.
It's terrifying.
Can't hear it.
No, I don't hear it.
You don't hear it? In your global volume controls on the little music note tab, turn them all the way up.
All right.
They're all cranked.
Maybe go to your computer settings.
Yeah.
Check your whatever browser settings you're using.
Well, the thing is, I can hear the like.
You can hear the violins.
Yeah.
Do you hear the house creaking and all the other noises?
Right now?
Yeah.
Is anything going right now? I don't hear
The
anything
laugh
yet.
at the. Here, I'll turn off the laugh. And turn off the violin. So right now it should just be some kind of rare, like wooden creaky sounds.
No, I don't get these. Drat.
You're missing half of my neat effects.
I know. What the heck? I'm wondering.
But you did hear
I was
the.
thinking maybe it was only coming in one headphone, and I'm.
But earlier you heard my voice.
No.
No, but Jackie does.
Like, so you have no idea what that was like for me.
Oh, you couldn't
Like, I was
hear
like,
it?
is he
That's why you were
typing to
saying,
her?
what is that?
I was like, what? Randy just literally telepathically talked with Jackie.
No.
I was like,
Keeper, I
oh
didn't
my
hear it either.
god.
So, wait, you can't hear this either? Okay, so I'll play one now. That's a louder one. It's there's some music, there's some radio static right now.
Yep, got that.
He's talking to you.
Nope.
Now I'm hearing.
Nope.
Now I'm hearing that. Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm not hearing that
so
at
maybe
all.
you guys also get the Foundry bug just less often than I do. So I don't know what options you do. I reset the whole Foundry for myself, but you could just leave and rejoin.
I can turn it off and on
You
again.
can also refresh the page.
Yeah, you could just refresh. It's the browser page for y'all.
I'm just gonna turn it off and on again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting some sounds.
That
but
is
not
so
others.
funny now. Yeah, you know,
Yeah,
I was like,
you-
what?
Oh.
Because
That
I
makes-
also didn't hear
Yeah, I was
that.
like, he literally just talked to you in your head somehow. Or I was like, somehow he's talking. It didn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It
None
was
of made
still
sense, 'cause he wasn't
confusing,
talking.
I
even-
thought
Damn, I like the meet Randy's super magic version. That sounds great to me.
Yeah.
I thought you were just playing a sound directly to.
No. Okay,
Yeah,
so
used
have
to
y'all refreshed?
Yeah.
You want to try again?
Yep.
I hear stuff.
Yep. Okay. Here. You go.
Hold on.
Hello, is anyone there?
Hello, is anyone there?
Now you hear it? Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Now I'm getting stuff.
All right, so let me run through most of them for y'all's knowledge and for fun.
If you can hear me, the room with all the dolls is safe. Go to the doll room. Can anyone hear me?
This is chilling.
There's two more.
Don't do that. I'm trying to talk to you.
And then last one.
Find the doorman if you want to leave. Find the smiling man if you want to stay.
Nope.
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 Yeah.
Have you tried to communicate with Miles with any of those?
No.
Because he did not hear any.
No, that was only to Jackie.
Okay, cool.
Well, I was gonna say, what about us for hearing any of those? No.
No. The only thing that was very specific to the doll room. Everything else is just these sound effects plus the music background.
Okay.
Excellent.
So there's this. There's been like the sound of walking, stairs. Of course, the dog bark, the scratches, all that stuff.
Stupid Foundry. I only heard half of that
Fixed
stuff.
it.
But I
Damn
did hear
it.
the dollhouse stuff.
Well, at least there's that. That was the best I had, so at least there's that. Okay. Well, we're running out of time for today. I'll explain later.
All right. So
Um,
so we heard laughing. Is the laughing from
so you did hear the
groaning
laughing.
hole direction?
I'm gonna just call that ambient.
Ambient laughter.
Yes.
Okay.
But first,
You know what?
why don't we head back and see what's happening in our hallway? You're in the creepy hall. What are you doing, Nick?
Did I
There
see
are
which direction the cats went. Yeah, what else?
the
was
cats
there?
dashed into this room. By the time you get here, they're not there. But there are 1, 2, 3, and then the door you came through. So 4 total exits, one of which is yours.
Okay, what do the exits look like?
They're all in this super well-appointed hallway. It's just like rich mahogany doors and walls, and then the creepy faces are all over the crown molding of the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like if you look long enough, because they're pretty creepy, but they don't actually follow you, but they've got that creepy eye effect that it looks like they do. But if you get far enough, then their head's still turned away from you.
Okay. Kitties? Where did you go? I want to look for like a way that they could have gone. Like, is there... None of the doors are open. I want to search under some furniture, see if I can find the cats.
You do see... Yeah, you're a big animal lover, so this is probably a better detail for you than most. You see like a little... I don't know, like a path of the carpet, you know, like where an animal, like outside you'd call it like a game trail, where like the grass has been pushed aside because animals go there often. This like rich textured carpet has a little like walking path where it seems like something small travels frequently.
And cats love to scratch at carpets.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I follow that.
Okay. There's a door.
Okay, so it leads to one of the 3 doors.
It does.
Okay. I will try to open the door.
Sure. The inside of this room is very pretty, actually. It's a beautiful little chamber. Stone on all sides. Different kind of time frame of why it would be looking like this versus the richly appointed one behind you. That it's like more like an old adobe chapel. There's candles lit in like little holes in the wall rather than like standing out in sconces or anything like that. A window and kind of, what are those like 3-fold things you change behind? They have a name?
Partition.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there's a 3-fold partition that looks like both it and the window are made of stained glass. It's not a fabric. Even the partition piece is this glass. Lit from the outside, you see this beautiful stained glass and partition both depicting the glass looks like some sort of maybe like a bull figure with the sun in between its horns. And the partition is this 3-fold scene of what looks like monster catfish kind of creatures chasing a boat through a storm. There are cat figurines all over this room. No actual living cats.
Okay, I wanna go pick up one of the cat figurines.
It's warm to the touch, but other than that, porcelain or some hard clay material.
Interesting. Set it back down, and I want to go look behind the partition.
Beyond the partition, you find a small locked box. And by locked I mean like visibly locked, not just like you have to figure this out. Like it's got a visual lock on it.
Okay.
Just sitting upon the ground.
I want to pick the box up and inspect it.
The lock is open.
Now that I touched it.
No, it was always open. It's like like how a padlock can be like folded to look locked, but if you looked hard enough, you'd find out it wasn't.
Okay.
But yeah, so you pick this up, small, like probably hand woven, thick grass. You might call it wicker in the modern era, but it's some thick kind of grass material. with some sort of like metallic locking mechanism that appeared locked but is actually just pushed to.
Okay, so I twist it and open the box.
Inside, you find a note and a key.
Interesting. Take both, set the box down, and open up the note.
It says, in a familiar hand, "My dearest daughter, Nick. I fear, should you discover this note, it will be long past the time that might be considered too late. For me, anyways. Still, I think I've set enough hints and clues for your friends that you might make it out. Find the doorman. It is the only way. Beware the smiler." And then there's the start of another word with like a SHO, but it kind of drags off as if the pen or the writer were dragged away from the page.
No. I think she kind of like just slumps down on the floor, kind of sinks in for a second, and thinks like, "Oh, this can't be true." Okay. I don't know if this is true or not, but this is the second clue that has told me to find the doorman. So I want to assess the situation.
Sure.
Assess the situation. I don't even know what it's called. Yeah, assess the situation. Roll with creativity. Okay. I think everything has 1. No, creativity has 0. Shit. Okay, I got a partial.
Cool. Ask me one question. Yes.
Sorry. Let's see. I don't know if I can phrase it this way, but what is my best way to the doorman?
I feel like that's not one of your options.
Okay. What here can I use to find the doorman? Or like, okay, yeah, that's a good one. What should I be on the lookout for?
Doors. Probably, given the creepy nature of your last, couple of hours, I would say the thing you should probably be on the lookout for most are smiles.
Right. Okay. So I want to take the key, and I want to go try another one of the doors. Mr. Doorman, are you around? So go back into the other room.
Okay.
Because there's no other doors in here, right?
Correct.
Okay, go back into the other room. I have the key
Yep.
and a note. The other 2 doors.
Yes.
Do they look like anything specific? They look exactly the same?
The doors do not look different. Correct.
Okay. So I will just go to the one on my right.
Alrighty. Works for me. Which is... Alright. You open the door and find a gallery. Painting gallery.
Hello, is anyone in here? This doesn't seem like where a doorman would be. I want to go try the other door.
Okay. This is a bedroom. You open it. You open the door and see what looks like one of those like little folding double doors for a closet. You know, like it would like fold in the middle and they'd fold out with little wooden panels or whatever. A simple bed, a dresser, and a window, but appears to be boarded up.
Okay. Hello, is anyone in here? Mr. Doorman. I want to go check the closet.
Inside of the closet, you see a few things of note. One, a low panel or door similar to what I described from Miles earlier. It looks like it's like it tops out at knee height and has a little latch that would keep it shut, but there is a small doorway at the back of this closet. There is also a small number, maybe like 3 or 4 sets of children's clothing, a belt that does not look like it's child-sized, made of probably some sort of animal hide or leather, and a obvious, like it's not hidden from sight, it's more like it was placed there to hide something, panel of wood leaned against a wall.
Okay. I'll check behind the panel of wood.
I would like to ask whether you're fond of conditions or fatigue.
Fatigue.
Seemingly coming from the door itself, or from the panel of wood, a tall, imposing, male-shaped figure, taller than your father, broad of shoulder, heavy of arm and torso, carrying what looks to be the same belt you saw hanging in the side of the closet frame, steps out of the closet itself and begins walking towards you. Despite the fact that the room is well lit, shadow cloaks them from about the shoulder up. All you see is a pair of glowing yellow eyes, a long drooping mouth as if hung open, and they step closer and closer to you.
Mr. Doorman? I'm backing away. Is that you?
The heavily muscled arm raises the belt as it approaches you, and you back towards the door of the room.
Hello? Are you... I'm not here to hurt you. Are you the doorman? I'm trying to stay out of reach of this belt.
It picks up speed as it follows along and pulls the belt into both hands and then pulls one arm back.
I run out of the room if I can.
You
Slam
can.
the door behind me.
Nick scrambles from the room. The door shuts behind her.
What the heck?
You take 2 fatigue in your panic. The door slams and nothing else happens.
Okay, you know, the painting room seems a lot nicer now. I think I'm gonna go back over there.
Does it?
Oh no, sucks. Okay. Hello, Mr. Doorman, are you in here? Is anyone in here?
You enter the hanging gallery. In the hanging gallery, you find several paintings. One, there's a half finished, or as you look closer, perhaps not half finished, but torn. You see like half of a face in maybe like beautiful feathered colors, like an owl or a bear of some kind. In D&D we call it an owl bear, of course, but in and maybe those exist in Avatar too. Why not? They're a hybrid animal kind of universe. Yeah, so a beautifully colored owl bear with like fluorescent green accents and a big yellow owl bear eye. Extremely talented artist paints this, but it looks like someone's ripped the other half of the painting out and it is nowhere to be found. There is a picture of a door, like a well-made painting of a door that is shut and has a singular like small door knocker but no handle. There is a painting of a tall figure in some sort of like tribal headdress that you might not recognize as like water tribal wear, but is obviously tribal in nature. They're very fancily dressed and wrapped in linens and cloths. They carry a fan. There's a big like animal skull headpiece that is like in front of this big wreath of like antlers and branches. They have like fancy boots and pantaloons, like a full body suit that would but like stops here and down at the knees for where their like lycra kind of like gloves and boots meet them, and some sort of like long noble's smoking stick, or like they put the cigarette on the end of the long thing so they don't have to touch it. Yes.
Okay, I want to go up to the picture of the door.
Oh, I wasn't done. Hold on.
Oh,
I actually have this picture, so I was gonna send it to you. For fun, I'll send it to all of you.
Creepy.
Cool. Lastly, there's a picture of a man's face with a too wide grin, no lips, all teeth, big smile.
Look at. I want to go over to the one with the door and touch the door knocker.
Okay, just a second. I think I have the smiler picture too. It's creepy as hell, so I might as well share it. Where's my smiler? There you are.
Yeah, fuck that. Nightmares.
So, you'd like to head over to the door painting and attempt to knock on it? Is that what I heard?
Or, yeah.
You're trying to use the door knocker? Or do you want to knock it yourself?
I'll knock it.
Okay. You hear the sound of wood, despite the fact that you are obviously knocking on canvas.
I want to pull out my key.
The key seems to be too large for the door. It's, minuscule in painting.
Okay.
But you do hear the sound of feet approaching, seemingly from the other side of the door. And then,
Mr. Doorman? Kind of like looking behind the painting, just kind of waiting for anything to happen.
Trio.
Or is it on the wall? Okay. Trio?
As in everyone
trio.
else.
Okay.
You hear the sound of knocking coming from the only door that you've yet to touch.
Maybe that's Zay. That'd be excellent.
Yeah, that would be great. Should we open it? Maybe it's Nick. That would be even better.
That would be the best.
That would be the absolute best. Yes.
I thought you might agree.
Yep.
You were getting back at me.
Want to go open the door?
Nick, on the other side of the door as it opens, you see something like a bird's eye view of a small room that has large, perhaps honeycomb-like structures painted in kind of implied darkness, and so it's like dark blacks and grays beyond the door, with like lines of these like hexagonal shapes in series that you have seen here in your real world for like the vulture bees, all sorts of, the bee hybrid critters. but you don't see the party or anything. It just like it seems to have opened because you knocked on it, obviously. Party, you see a dark, long hall, wide like the foyer was, not narrow like a singular hallway might be. This one is not lined with drapery, but it is poorly lit.
Do I have it mapped?
It's probably the droning hall.
This is probably the droning hall. Excellent. Okay. Is it just a hall? If there's nothing, nothing on the walls.
It's poorly lit.
Well, they have another candle.
If only.
If I touch the canvas, what happens? What do I feel?
Feels like canvas.
So we're all just gonna acknowledge that nobody knocks on the door, and we're okay. Should we go in, or maybe we don't do what the house wants us to do?
This house makes a lot of sounds. You know, it's just something I've become accustomed to at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's fair.
Well,
I have a question. Imay,
Yes.
let's say you're right. Okay, let's say the house is alive. All right,
Sure.
and that
Let's.
all these noises are the house being alive.
Mhm.
Why do you think that's bad? Why would you think there's ill intent? Why is the house a bad thing if it were to be this magical, mystical?
Bad, but maybe it's angry or upset because we were told to subdue it, and whoever's been taking care of it might be trapped here, or the house itself.
So you see
I
us
don't know.
directly opposed to the house itself.
I mean, maybe we're supposed to help.
See, maybe. If one were to believe such craziness. But yes, I'm happy you're willing to answer those questions. So,
Well,
onwards?
mine would be
Sure.
my
Bo?
question would be is if we're playing a game in the house and the house is participating, why would it not be opposed to us? Why would it be helping us?
So more of like an opponent. The house is more of like an opponent.
Possibly. It's one of those that it's either we're here to help the house and the house is trying to get help and there's some other force acting upon it, or the house itself is the problem and is
Okay,
against us.
I think that's possible. Now, my examination thus far is house has talked to me directly. However, I suppose I brought up a sensitive subject. But they proposed this game. The house itself is proposing this game and has encouraged me directly to win the game. So it almost seems like they're more of a game's keeper than an opponent. And that's just my perception thus far with the house. Is more of the referee, have you, of the game itself than an opponent. If anything, I'm a little curious if we're supposed to be competing against each other.
I think we are.
Not that I'm
game.
driving that point.
I think maybe it's like a doll's house, and just as being here and entertaining the house is the game being played. And that to win, for us to win, we have to get out.
We have to leave.
Yes. End the game. Otherwise, he wins and the game goes on forever.
And you said you tried to leave before and you couldn't.
We couldn't. I don't think we could walk past the barrier of the front door. I could hand you my coat, but that was about it.
Well, so good. Many games to be played. I would still very much so like to, of course, we'll find Nick, but as well as Zay, if he has knowledge of how to get to the spirit portal. That still seems to be an objective for me. I hope that's okay with everyone else. Possible.
Yes.
Yes, fine.
Oh,
So subdue the house, find Zay, get to the spirit portal.
so the house isn't for or against us? Is that what we're gonna go with?
I think that's I think it's a decent approach until otherwise. I mean, let's not. If I was to believe such fantasies, or let's put it this way: house the person. If I'm in their house as a guest, I'm not trying to just perceive them as my enemy off the get until they prove themselves an enemy.
Sure.
Right?
I mean, we haven't really damaged anything apart from the wooden box. So I don't think we could be perceived as enemies. Did you break anything?
Just a mindset moving forward. We have work to do. So I just feel like that's a place to draw from, and of course be careful. There seems to be some dangers here. There seems to be some weird things that have happened here, but
well,
let's not be overzealous with our assumptions.
Sure.
Down the droning hole, maybe?
Yes.
Let's do it.
All together. Nick? You in there?
In the Jordan Hall, you pass into this dark passage. You find what little light that you had carrying with you fades quickly.
Yep.
If you put your hands out, you can still touch at least one of the walls. Do you have a candle?
You didn't grab a candle? Poe, do you
No,
have a candle?
no one has been picking up light sources.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab a hold of the other two.
Okay.
Oh, we don't get lost.
You grasp one another. Move into the darkness. The darkness becomes absolute. You lose what little you had, and even turning back, you can no longer see where you came. A susurration or whisper begins to permeate the hall as you make your way through. In the painting, Nick, you can see the implied, honeycomb-like shapes begin to ripple and move as three roughly humanoid shapes move down this dark hallway that you're viewing from the painting.
Hello? Imay? Bo? Miles?
The honeycombs ripple with life. Small, gray. In scale, they're too small to have been painted with accuracy. So you see small, gray, just kind of scribbles of paint begin to emerge from the honeycomb.
Is there a paintbrush and paint nearby?
Yes, there is.
I want to pick up like a yellow or a white
Sure.
and paint white dots.
To what purpose?
like as lighting.
You're trying to give them light.
Yeah.
Small flickers of candlelight begin to into the hallway from above your head somewhere on the ceiling. Still shrouded in that kind of dark haze, you see a little bit of the hall ahead of you, but more importantly, you spot the honeycomb. There are long lines of this deep, dark, gray comb. For those of you who have lived in desert regions, i.e. an air nomad, you'll recognize these as a highly venomous, stinging wasp hybrid animal of some kind.
We shouldn't be in here. There I can't remember what it is. It's one of the wasp hybrids, but it stings and it's bad.
The combs begin to hum slightly, a little buzzing.
Guys, can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, so if they're coming, should we leave?
Other than the exit behind, where's the nearest door?
Somewhere ahead of you, probably.
I don't want to keep going and chance that it's better than them.
Let's move a little bit hurriedly then.
Yeah, sure.
Actually, it's already humming. Just go ahead and go.
So what are we doing? Turning back, going forward, how fast?
Going forward, speeding up.
Yep.
Okay.
What on my map is at the end of this droning hall?
The spirit.
The spirit of destruction?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't want to do this. This is the exact place I didn't want to go.
It's the only room you've never been to.
We're heading towards the spirit of destruction. Is that something we're ready for?
Well,
What's there to do?
well, it's just like you said. Remember about the house not being good or bad or perceiving as enemies, it all being subjective. Spirits aren't necessarily good or bad, you know. It's all about balance, right? So maybe
And it would be
by
good to
subduing
see what
it-
has been destructed.
Yeah. What if
Yep.
what if this is where we're supposed to help?
I agreed.
The trio hurries down the hall. Nick, now that you've lit them, you can tell it is your friends. Then they somehow move through still life paintings. They disappear down the end of your hall. What do you do?
I don't know. Nick gets carried away. She's like, "Ooh, this is fun." Starts painting little flowers,
Where?
like near the honeycomb.
Okay. Not that the group is gonna have paid enough attention to see them, but yeah, little sprouts or buds of flowers would appear.
Guys, where did you go?
You hear a rattling from further into the gallery.
I look around.
A painting covered by a long sheet, not hung on the wall, rumbles from beneath its cloth.
I approach and try to peek behind the cloth.
You see with your peak, so you're just kind of like lifting a piece of it, a room, probably looks like a cellar of some kind from just the little piece you can see.
All right, I rip the sheet off.
On the painting you see a door in the process of being opened. It is moving despite the still life just like the other. But inside the room, you'll get to see before they, a humanoid figure stands chained to the floor by both its wrists and its ankles, pierced by locks all over its body. And another creature in a cage made of doors, seemingly painted in like reds and blacks and dark colors, weapons at its hand. It beats at the doors it cannot open.
Okay. Oh my gosh, are you okay? Can I go into the painting? Can I touch the painting? And
You can touch it, but you can't go inside. I'm afraid you've chosen to watch this scene. Trio.
can I? Oh shit.
The door opens ahead of you. The door opens ahead of you in a room lit by a single large, probably like hanging torch. You see a creature bound in agony, chained to the floor by wrist and ankle, pierced all over its body by what appear to be varying shapes, sizes, and types of locks. One is even set deeply into the skin of its chest. Bound in some sort of cage, you see what look to you like bars, though it seems to be... It behaves as if the cage is solid, for it does not seem to recognize you, nor can it pierce the bars with its appendages. It carries a axe of some kind and a hammer in the other hand, and beats away at the bars. No noise aside from the clanging of the metal. It doesn't grunt or scream, it just hammers and slices at these seemingly unperturbed metal bars.
Oh my
Is it
god.
Is it animal or human?
Humanoid in
Monster?
shape. Definitely kind of grotesque in size, but humanoid in shape.
What is this thing?
Is that maybe the dog or
Spirit.
the pet?
Spirit of destruction.
You think?
One of them probably is.
Are there any keys? I mean, Imay's gonna start frantically looking around the room for some way to free this creature, like the locked one, not the crazy one.
Being, can you hear us? I'll call out to it. Does it change? Does it do anything?
Which one?
The
The caged one or the locks one?
locks one.
It does
What
kind
am I-
of respond in a general detection of sound fashion, though it does not appear to have, as you can see in the gruesome image I've shared with you, its mouth is sewn shut. It has no eyes.
How about the other being? Can you hear us?
That being does not appear to respond at all.
Locks one seems to
Can I see them?
respond.
Yes.
Can I take out the key and press it to the canvas? And if nothing happens, I want to try and replicate a painting of the key on the floor, like near Imay.
You feel a pair of hands on your shoulders, Nick. One quick glance to the, quick little side eye to the right, as long, unnecessarily long, clawed fingers, and kind of extends well below the shoulder out onto your central chest area. The other is gloved in that beautiful lycra like leather.
I want to try and duck from their grasp and turn around.
Okay. As you do so, you whip around and see no one behind you.
Okay. So that happened when I touched the canvas?
As you were in fact, I probably didn't even get there. You were like, I'm gonna do this. You pull the key out of your robe and are moving to push it against the canvas, and you were distracted by these.
Throw the key at the canvas.
For reference, you know what the lycra hand is. It's part of that fancy person image. This is what the other claw looked like.
So, okay.
You just want to hurl the key.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. A key made of either lead or silver falls from the darkness into the chamber, clanging metal on stone.
What was that? Yeah, pick up the key.
It's a silver key.
Are we supposed to use this? Did this come from the house? Is this... I speak to the lock guy. Is this for you?
You get the impression he is barely capable of acknowledging that perception exists for himself. He kind of turns in your general direction, but I would not attribute recognition to him.
Okay. I mean, there's no other doors in the room, right?
Correct.
Guys,
Other than the locks on that creature, is there locks? Is there a lock on the one where the guy's hitting it? The metal bars?
No.
Can I assess the situation?
Absolutely.
I do it regularly, and this is gonna suck.
Eh.
I'm good at regular assessing. Try.
Roll with creativity.
So do our best.
And after that, I'm gonna do some guidance.
Okay.
I'm at a loss. For
Yes.
This room.
Too many things not making sense has kind of pushed Miles into a state of confusion. And then a full hit to guide. What do you want to know, Bo?
Gonna be what is the best way through to the guy that's sitting on the bars?
The key?
And I'm gonna use one more move.
You still have another question.
I know,
Okay.
but this move allows me to ask a different question.
Okay.
Be, Click it earlier. Punch where it matters. You know, so it's a situation you can always ask, oh, well, so maybe I just get to ask this and then, unless you, it depends on how you want to do it. If this will be one of my questions or if it doesn't count against my questions, but the wording of it is when you assess the situation, you can always ask who or what here is most vulnerable to me, even on a miss. Remember to take +1 ongoing to act in accordance with the answer.
I see. I do think this will replace one of your questions because it's kind of like volunteering for a better answer. Well, that depends on what is important to you right now. What is your goal here? What is your primary directive at the moment?
Based on the information that Miles gave us earlier, we have to avoid the one smiling and find the one that is frowning. Or is that not what you said earlier?
The only person who knows that is
information I
Nick.
Okay,
Yeah.
I thought Miles said that. Okay, so we don't know that. Okay, then mine would be safety of the group and ensuring that we are able to get out, including Nick, even though we don't know where she is.
Regardless of other consequences.
Yeah.
Free the creature.
Which one?
The only one that's trapped. And trying to get out.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying here. Oh no. I think I get what you're talking about now.
way too tired for this.
Back in the room, backing up another, 10 seconds in time from what happened in the door room. Nick, you've just thrown the key. You see both hands arrive back on your shoulders, and from your left, where the gloved kind of lycra hand from the fancily dressed person is, you hear,
"Oh, Ducky, that wasn't the right choice."
Is there the creepy hand too?
Mm-hmm.
I want to try to turn around again.
Nothing there. Both hands vanish.
Okay. I want to go up to the painting with the tribal figure.
Okay.
Is there anything different about the painting now?
Its posture is completely changed, but the painting itself is probably like the whole figure is still the same, but it's no longer standing like this or whatever. Now it's maybe just like plainly standing or something.
Yeah.
And it's probably not holding its fan anymore.
Okay. What should I do? How do we help? I'll just say that out loud.
Only the clawed hand arrives on your shoulder.
All the power of creation in your hand, and you give away your key.
I was trying to help them.
You did.
Breathing.
You helped them.
Can I leave this room?
Are you asking or trying?
I'm trying.
Do you want to like turn around and head for the door?
Yeah.
The door you came through is not there. There is another door in this room, but the door you arrived through is not present.
Okay. I want to take the sheet that I had covered, that was covering the other painting, and throw it over the smiling man.
Okay. You do that.
And then I want to head for the other door.
Okay. You open this door as you probably hear the first steps of maybe Bo coming from the gallery behind you. We'll come back to that in a second. I'm just saying, like, this is what ambient noise happens to be behind Nick. And you look out on a room with a metal double door. And so like it's kind of a T-shaped room, and from your door you can only see straight, but there's also a left that's like around a corner for you. But at the far end of the straight you can see, but it's more T-shaped, so it's like this and then T in the center, and you're here. You can see that this straight there's a metal double door at the end, but over here you can't because of it's around these corners.
Okay. I'm afraid of this room. Like, I don't know what's going on, so I'm heading towards the other door.
Okay. You want to head into the T-shaped room into the double door?
Yes.
All right. As you enter this, you'll be able to see around the corner. There's another wooden door over there, and it's closed. Then you continue forward towards the metal door. You don't see any sort of handle or knob, but there is some sort of big lever on its side.
Okay. Can I hear anything?
No. Not presently.
I don't know what that does. I'm gonna go check this other door.
The wood door?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, geez. I remember not liking this room, personally.
Even better.
Do you remember this room, Holliver?
Don't. Oh yeah, I'm getting re-traumatized, by the way, guys.
Oliver's actually
Oh,
played this game before. Okay, it's in here.
I hope there's more Plata dogs.
One of us is lying, and one of us is telling the truth.
One of us is shutting the fuck up.
Opening this door, you are slammed with the sense of death and decay. Old, rotten bodies, long since lost of most of their flesh, lie covering the entirety of the ground. Cages filled with small skeletal animals line the walls, and a large dangling cage, large enough for a single adult, hangs from the ceiling with a pair of arms dangling out its bars.
Is that one alive?
It's skeletal arms, or like light, loosely flesh-covered arms.
Okay. Nope. Can I close the door before going in?
I have a picture for you just in case you wanted to see it.
Oh dear lord.
Bon appetit.
Apple tea.
Tell you something after.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to go find the doll room again.
It is safe in there.
This is the correct room.
Well,
I guess I'll head back to the metal door.
you can pull the lever.
Sure.
Okay. In setting, you would have no idea what this is because the technology doesn't really exist yet, but it's an elevator. So like the big metal doors slide open and a big metal cage slides open. You see a big shaft that's like empty aside from a large metal cable for a moment. But coming up from the ground floor beneath you, a metal box rises into view and then stops at your place. With another lever.
I still have my candle, by the way.
Okay.
And I go in.
Sure. You head inside. There's a lever in here. And no other features.
Pull the lever.
Okay. Up or down? This decision decides whether you get to leave the house. Both of you. It came from down, if that helps you.
Right. My friends are probably down.
Depression.
Oh, I gotta go help my friends.
Leave us to die. See?
I guess I'll go down.
Down it is. The metal cage closes, the big metal doors close, and you feel the box begin to shift as you stand in your flickering candlelight alone in this metal coffin. Maybe 20 seconds later, the doors begin to open, and you find yourself in the corridor, the first corridor where all the doors were, exiting from a secret panel behind the wooden wall.
Oh no. So there's just a bunch of doors here, right?
There's the double door you know about, the familiar room door on the right that you know about, a door that you've personally never interacted with on the left. And Miles, would you have left the secret door panel open or closed? You think it would have closed it behind you as you left the well?
Probably. I think, yeah.
I figured. I think so as well. It sounds very Miles. So yeah, you don't see that then.
Orderly.
Yeah, you just see the only place you know of is the one door you haven't touched.
Okay, I'm at a loss. I'm kind of just pacing this room, trying to.
Well, good.
Things
We're gonna go back to the other three.
Okay, good.
Bo, have you made a decision? Or would you like to discuss it out loud?
I wanted to discuss it out loud. That's part of my guidance. I have to tell the team what is going on.
Gotcha.
Guidance based on that. Well, I can't even remember the first question.
The answer was the key.
Oh, yes, okay. So I believe the only way through out of here is with that key. I feel like it's pretty obvious, but I think the best way for all of us to get out is to let the one thing that is wanting to escape out.
Excuse me. No, this is absurd. We're in a room labeled Spirit of Destruction. We have no idea what these things are. And you want to let them loose. A spirit, potentially a spirit of destruction. Okay. I have to do this. It's almost a little bit of double dipping, but I think you're gonna allow it because it's gonna put me in such a terrible spot.
I love that.
Yeah, so I think you'll allow. I'm gonna wait and listen.
Okay.
It's gonna let me assess again.
Yes.
But from a different angle.
Indeed.
So I've got to take another fatigue.
Mm-hmm.
Don't ask how many I have.
I know exactly how many you have.
Really?
Yes.
I
Do
mean,
you?
you could save it for
Unless you
tonight.
carried some in. I know how many
did.
I know how many I've given you.
Because that's how I learned the healing thing. is I had to
Yes,
take
and it is the same
We
day.
haven't had a break.
Yes, it's that same day. You're right.
So this is great.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna wait and
Oh
listen.
no, we slept.
I'm prepared.
I
We
could
were
do
sleeping in the
something.
snow. I could also.
Yeah, we did. We had a little snooze. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
snooze in the snow.
Little drug sleep, but then again, you did wander through the snow unproperly clothed.
Oh, we're gonna say that's a wash. Okay. So now I'm gonna roll again. Let's. All right, jumping around. Here we go.
Jump around.
Jump up, and get down.
There you go.
Boom.
Well,
Well, the first question. Who or what is the biggest threat?
The caged thing,
Cage thing is the biggest threat.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Cough. Cough.
The Nick's tick or something.
Yes.
This is a weird. I'm gonna see if you'll let me answer. What can I? What here can I use to?
Mhm.
But it's. What can I use? What can we use the key on in this room? Is there anything in the room that we can use the key for? Is that a fair question? With the.
Absolutely.
Can I use?
The most obvious answer is that the poor chained creature is covered in locks. Surely a key will help there somehow. Alternatively, or additionally, that thing's in a cage. Cages usually have keys.
So the cage thing is the biggest threat, and the lock creature we could use the key on.
Or the cage creature.
Okay, I've done my assessment on this room, and I say we leave the caged creature in the cage, unless we would like to perish. Have you? And if you would like to free it, I would like to find a way out of this room before you do.
I think
Is that fair?
Imay's gonna go up to the guy with the locks
Mhm.
all over him, sort of kneel in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I know you can't talk right now, but this is a really spiritual place. If you could send me a feeling of anything you need me to do, or if this will help you or hurt you and you can tell me, then that would be great. And I'd like to roll to use my new move, Judging a Rival.
Mm-hmm.
If I could. Rolling with focus. Partial. on a
partial.
partial.
darn.
I get one question. And I'd like to ask the lock guy, what do you wish I'd do right now?
But you also asked me some other questions as part of your role play.
Yes.
Offer me your fatigue, and I will answer your questions.
Okay. I think Imay goes into focus mode.
Mhm.
She's only done this sometimes with Sister Soma, like properly long trance meditated, tries to like make a connection, like reach out, and
Sure.
it takes a lot of energy. So yeah, she's offering up everything she's got.
Imay's not largely bound to the spirit world. It's one of the courses or classes or teachings she troubled the most with back at the Airbending Temple. Connecting with others beyond her own past is something she struggles with. But pain is something she is intimately familiar with. And this creature is certainly hurting. There are 5 locks on this creature's body that your key will fit, and only one of them lets you out of the house. I can help you narrow it down.
I think she knows. I think we have to let you out the way we let people in. Is that right?
Opening yourself up hurts.
Gonna take the key. Put it in the lock for the center of his chest.
Nick, what are you doing?
I am pacing the hall, trying to figure out what to do. I want to assess.
Mm-hmm.
What is the best way out?
Front door, obviously.
Okay. Sorry, I don't know if you can hear me that well. Well, Nick realizes that if she just goes into more doors, she's gonna get lost again. So she tries to go out the front door.
The front door opens, and Nick leaves the house.
But I'm back in time in the Earth Kingdom.
That would be sick.
Avatar Roku says, "Hey, what's up?" Not that one. This one. Boys! Imay walked forward a moment ago and seems to be kneeling at the feet of this embattled creature. They pulled out their key and are standing to approach the figure. Would you like to act in some capacity before I continue this scene?
Imay, are you sure about this?
No. Feels right
I'm going to spend one of my support skills. Or I guess my team points, or whatever points they're called. I got 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using guidance twice. I'm using Invigorate.
Which does?
Clears 2 fatigue
For yourself or who?
for my companions.
For all of them.
It says you rally out a companion, so it would have to be. Well, I can just do it for both if you'll let me do it for both, because I have 2 points to spend and it'll be both of them.
Sure.
Broken. Yes.
You're gonna
Right.
heal off 2 fatigue for both of your party mates.
Yep.
How many did you give me for the reach out before?
We haven't got there yet.
Oh,
I was worried about that. I was
okay.
I was worried about that, but I'm like, this is a tense moment, and it says I have to use it in a tense moment, so
I'll just make note of them.
Yeah, no big deal.
It's way better though. It's like, have to fall over. Wait.
Yeah.
Can I judge? I want to judge the locked beast. Man.
Okay.
It says judge arrival.
Yes.
Roll with focus. Okay, let's go ahead and roll, and then we'll figure out what.
Good roll.
Really good at that stat.
Yep. What does judge do?
Okay, I get to pick. When you size someone up, roll with focus. On a 7 to 9, ask 1. On a 10 plus, ask 2. On a miss, so you get to
Ask away.
But I get to ask 2 of these questions. I'm gonna pick 2. My first question for the locked beast is, what do they intend to do next? And I don't know how I'm supposed to find out about that. They can't talk.
True, but you know, we're mixing and matching game mechanics here, so why not? The locked beast. Now, do you mean the caged beast or the one that Imay is approaching?
The one where Imay is about to unlock. Because I'm pretty opposed to the cage. I like the caged one in the cage.
Right.
That's fine. The locked one, I don't hate. I don't judge. You know, just because somebody might not look pretty.
The locked.
That doesn't mean they're a bad. Just because you're a bad guy doesn't make you a bad guy.
The locked creature's inferred intention is to open, and I'm going to say this word very particularly, a way.
Ah, okay, so it's giving me spirit vibes of sorts, maybe. That's what I'm getting.
Sure.
Anyway.
Oh my gosh, I gotta pick one of these. I don't know. Man, they're all fun. Let's go ahead and have a fail save. How can we show it dominance or submission? Or I guess it's actually... No, I'll use the other one because it's going to be probably more straightforward. What are its weaknesses and strengths?
The
so
cage.
It's like a weakness to it and a strength.
The caged creature are both of its weaknesses and its strengths.
Gotcha. Okay. So if you do this, it is going to create us another way to go.
Okay.
It's a portal of some sort, whether it's going to open a door. Where we're going, I have no idea. And if it goes wrong, the only thing that we have to combat it is opening up that guy, who doesn't look friendly to any of us.
Well,
So I mean,
would you be friendly if you'd been trapped here for this long?
no, I'm actually starting to lose patience myself. But thank you so much for all the encouragement, Bo. I really appreciate it.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
I'm hanging in there.
Good.
Okay,
I say go for it. What? You can't make an omelet without cracking a few eggs.
Hope this sets you free. Imay turns the lock.
Okay.
In the heart?
In the heart.
Yep.
Right in the heart.
You see the creature's mouth unzip, and he screams, just full pain, full agony, blasts through the room. In Avatar setting, the spirit energy rages through the chamber. All of you burn 1 fatigue immediately.
Does Imay have the strength to turn the lock back straight away?
Do you want to?
Wait, not do this again.
Yes!
Okay. Imay rapidly turns the lock back. His mouth is already open.
Still screaming.
Still screaming. Unending, no need to breathe. Just rage and pain fills the chamber.
I'm sorry. I did it wrong. Miles, I did it all wrong. You have to take the key. You have to do it. You have to help because I did it all wrong. I'm failing and I can't help. I can't fix it.
So
Please, take it.
How many fatigue?
Hold on really quick.
How much fatigue boxes do you have left, Miles?
I'm doing better now.
You got healed for 2. That's good. It's very important.
I'm not falling over quite yet.
We are now in essentially active combat. You will burn 1 fatigue every round.
Wait.
Wait.
Science. I dripped wax on myself,
You
right?
did.
Spilled wax all over myself.
mhm.
I am going to furnish earplugs with the spilt wax on my clothing. And do I have enough for myself and my companions?
I will allow you to make.
Because I could add other fabrics to it too, you know.
I will allow you to make a focus roll to attempt to fashion a singular pair of earplugs.
Okay.
I should only spent one on this and then gave him a balls 3. Because that's what I've changed my stuff to. 'cause
Mhm.
it
I'll
seems
be-
like
I'll be
most
just fine.
broken stuff.
I'm not
Okay,
even
take
gonna
my
boost
anyways.
this. I feel confident.
Oof. And he rolls a 2.
That +1 wouldn't have mattered anyway.
It would not have.
It's okay.
Can I add my 1 after?
It wouldn't. It wouldn't be enough. You need a 7 to get partial. You only have 5.
This is my 3rd freaking fail today.
A snake
rapid
eyes at
fail.
that. So you try to scrounge together enough of the wax, but it crumbles and turns out to be too little.
Okay. Well, is there any doors or escapes really quick? Do we have anywhere we
Just
can
the way
run
you
to?
came.
Which is the droning hall.
Yes.
Okay. Well. Great.
I'm sorry.
Well, you can't hear me because it's all loud and right?
Yeah.
Like,
Miles looks pissed, and Imay looks extremely guilty.
I'm gonna go open the caged one.
Okay. You take the key from Imay, storm over to the cage, and seeing no visible keyholes or anything, as you approach, part of the cage itself seems to transmogrify. You see a 6-inch section of a door where a handle and a keyhole sits.
We're all action here.
Okay.
No time to think, because I will fall over.
Yes.
So.
You slam it in, turn the key. The key turns, the lock clicks loudly and peacefully, silencing the chamber.
What? The creature.
The door opens, and a tall, hunched, looming figure in greens and golds. I'll get you a picture.
Now that is.
Right here, and in here, and in here. There we go. Tribal headdress. Horrifying, honestly, a figure. Green skin, overlong limbs, long green claws. Not the hulking beast that you saw from between the bars. Steps out, straightens its long, likely feminine kind of figure. Ceases its hunch and lowers its wicked claws to the ground. They barely scrape along the stone. They're so very long. She looks around the chamber, centers on Miles, who freed her. Just very lightly touches you, the center of your head.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Time to go. Pulls the key out of the lock from its cage, walks over to the doorman, and places it in the one in the middle of his head. Turns the lock. His mouth kind of launches open in a grotesque and bloody fashion, forming a large black door. It opens the door. You see a snowy field, an unconscious Nick, steps through and vanishes.
Is the door still there?
Yeah. Still open, still snowy fields, still big pile of snowy Nick.
Running straight through to Nick.
What have we done?
Really quickly, Bo, I just want to say that was unfortunate, and I'm pretty sure I just sent a spirit of destruction into there.
The world.
So that's it was not my plan when we started playing a game.
Guys, there are spirits for many different things. There are spirits of light, of dark, of animals, of nature. It's not what they're of. I mean, destruction. It's death. It's natural. It's a part of life. It doesn't have to be a bad thing, as long as
No,
the
we'll
spirit is
justify
balanced.
it. I did great today. No, I agree. Yeah, absolutely.
You did. Thank you. Nick, can you hear me?
Nick is unconscious on the other side.
Is this what self-doubt feels
if-
like?
if-
Is this how the rest of you feel all the time?
Really far away.
Have you all
that's not how we
left,
all
or where are you?
I'm
Just outside the door.
like trying to let's go before the
Yeah.
door leaves, please.
So everyone hustles out.
Yes, we are about to get to Nick.
Okay. As the last of you steps out of the room, the house vanishes. The spirit is free. And our poor little jailer is now free of his bonds and his service. He no longer needs to keep the spirit trapped. So I guess there's that. We'll end our game there today. As interesting as it was. Let me go ahead and gift our viewers the images that I've shared with you on the stream so they can see it. It'd be unkind of me not to share. You wouldn't want them to miss out.
Definitely.
Per usual when we end our sessions, I don't know if we did anything good. Didn't really accomplish.
Relative. Did you have fun?
That's all that matters. Stream, for those of you who are still here and watching, we of course appreciate you. From left to right, the creature on the left with the green skin was the last creature that I described in the scene. She is also the green claws that Nick saw in the gallery. Second is the doorman, the creature covered in locks. Third is, of course, the Smiler, as I'm sure you could have guessed. Fourth is the Artist's Gallery Guardian, who I did not name or describe beyond its physical appearance. And fifth is the Caged Spirit of Destruction in its kind of destructive form. So, that's them. For those of you who haven't played this game before, which is just Holliver, this is a different game. It's called The Darkest House. It was created by Magpie Games, and it's a digital only style of experience. It actually has, they wrote a little program where the DM runs through the house and the rooms are actually interactive and have all these descriptions and stuff like that. It's really neat. Super horror. Correct, Silver. The guy with all the locks is the doorman. I adapted that today because I knew I was sending you into a haunted house and I wanted to spook my players and their characters a little more. It's super neat. It's just really long. There's actually 100 rooms in this fucking game. It's impossible to get through very quickly. The last time we ran it, they did a singular wing. This time,
One shot that was a 5-shot?
yeah, one shot that was a 5-shot, and they still only did one wing of the 4 in the house. And we this time around, I kind of jumped you around throughout the house to some of my favorite rooms that were thematically appropriate to what you were doing. I didn't just pick them at random. You met a lot of the kind of like surface level figures of the house. There's like so much more. I'd like to run this someday through the whole thing, but it would take weeks. Like it's so big, and there's so many opportunities to get trapped forever. There's a lot of like mystery and spooktacular nonsense in this place. It's neat though. Good job, everybody. You did well.
Question.
Yes, sir.
The creature on the left is the same as the one on the right, right? It just changed before us.
In our story, yes.
In our story.
Yes. In the darkest house, no. The leftmost creature, the Shoween, haunts the sister's wing, the little girl's wing of the house where we found Nick, where the doll room resides, and where a lot of the like hints about solving the game can be found. And she haunts it in a like multicultural wing of, because like the darkest house pulls horrible incidents from across the multiverse and puts them into itself to create this horror factory. And so like she hides in this like Japanese murder scene, and is like a spirit of murder from like classical Japanese history.
Fun.
Yeah, she's neat. And the creature on the right is the actual Spirit of Destruction from the Spirit of Destruction room. And it's supposed to be a fight scene in the house where you have to fight it off or die. The tall, imposing figure that chased Nick out of the closet is the father, the penultimate antagonist of the house, who represents fatherly harm and child abuse.
Picked that up a little bit.
Yeah, went down just as well the first time as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Still sweating.
Good times. It is definitely a game for people who like horror, who want to really dig into allowing themselves to feel scared. It's tough, and a lot of bad, uncomfortable themes. But as a one-shot, it's a neat setting. Any other questions about the house? Because I'm mean. I'm not a nice person.
Why not?
Giles! I want to be Giles.
No, it's great. I think it's personally, the character is a good one for Miles.
Mm-hmm.
Something who's so opposed to just be like exposed.
Yeah, now you believe in
Like,
spirits?
well,
Now you're
I
really-
wouldn't go that far, but I would say that less.
Not for nothing. Either winning the game or freeing the spirit in my version of this house will help you with your fort plot. This will be a more destructive method, but it'll still help.
Yeah, great.
Great.
My favorite.
Yay, spirit buddies.
Yeah, best of the favorite.
The audio clips, I did not make those. They come with the game, and they are part of the Sister's Wing, where a child who is a ghost and was summoned as part of this unpleasantly gruesome ritual room that is very, very well hidden. Like, you have to go through several secret chambers and a lot of fights to find, but it's got a lot of the like spoiler level information about the house. Has been trapped there for so long that they've figured out how to work the radio that's in their room. And so they try to help the players if they ever find the radio in the Sister's Wing. And so that's what those dialogues are, you know. Exactly. You don't find the radio in the doll room, you find it in one of the other rooms, and it's supposed to be like, oh, you can flee here because the Shoween, the big green monster, chases you through the Sister Wing. But she won't go to the doll room.
Gotcha.
There's as you may have guessed, because I keep saying sister, it's a family. The house is like familially themed. There's a brother, a sister, a mother, and a father. A dead dog who you're supposed to taunt the players with that there might be a dog and therefore a comfort. There is no dog. They did. They looked for the dog so hard. What else? The mother represents the bond of like mothers knows best. Motherhood is all that matters. Her visage is like a kind of portly woman covered in skeletons of all the babies she's lost. The The sister is the only one who actually does not appear because she escapes the house. She's the one of the, like, that's why her wing is the one that can give you most of the hints about leaving. And the brother is the only child who wishes, or the child who wishes he was an only child and is willing to torture his sibling to get it. His wing is very physical.
Yeah. What about the cats?
The cats are actually a lot of guiding points. Most of the cat motifs will lead you to places that are either safe or in safe locations. So like the secret chapel where I gave you the cat pieces and the key is supposed to be like harder to find and stuff like that, but it's got a lot of beautiful imagery. And it's if you're playing a system where you're doing a lot of mechanics about like sanity, the secret chapel will heal you some.
Well, that was fun.
It was something. You guys did lovely as always. Internet, we hope you have a great weekend, and it's much more positive than this. We'll pick up next time as we head out to the Spirit Fort, see the aftermath of what the Spirit of Destruction did to them, and probably find out what happened to Nick's father.
Maybe we'll get to meet the Avatar.
Maybe we
really
will, as this has been some pretty severe spirit level nonsense.
Cora!
Catch you next time.